Hi, this is Mark. Congratulations. You have found this amazingly awesome show. Chances are you're listening to it right now on whether it's iTunes or Stitcher Radio or some other mobile app that allows you to stream this amazingly awesome show to your ear holes. And I can't stress how awesomely amazing this show really is. But did you know that you can also catch the latest episode of this show on the Tangibound Network? That's right. Go check out tangiboundnetwork.com. You can look them up and you can listen to it right there. It's even mobile friendly. What more could you ask for? Which means you can pull it up on your iPhone or your Android, even your Windows phone. Yeah, who has one of those? But still, point remains, you can do it. You can do it. Check it out, tangiboundnetwork.com. Listen to this show, the latest episode, every time. Check it out.
This is a Danger Entertainment podcast. DangerEntertainment.net. Danger Entertainment Podcast Network.
Welcome to the podcast from Temperance Town, the sexiest podcast of world renowned. Tony grows a beard to hide his chin, swabs it with Earl so it glistens.
Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier.
Download the pod, you won't get enough of these dapper chaps talking deadly fluff. In Hobo Gulch they run a homeless mission, clanging and banging with the pentagram of kittens.
Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier.
They enjoy their whiskey and local craft beer. By Odin's unkempt pubis we give a cheer. Tony's a raccoon when he's booziest. Don't be a savage, be an enthusiast.
Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier.
On the frozen tundra they call it a lock. Tony likes to masturbate in a sock. Brian pisses rocks cause it feels so great. I still don't know who the fuck is Tate.
Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier.
The boys will let you know when there's a Spurler. Due to male pattern baldness, they don't wear curlers. Stay salty, people, that's their closing line. And don't forget, have a beer, you'll be fine.
Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. Salty language.
Hey enthusiasts, what's happening? This is Salty Language, episode 276.
The most democratic podcast on the network. Because, you know, voting and stuff.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. There's a lot of podcasts I listen to that I ended up deleting this week because they're like blah blah election. And, you know, listen, everybody's podcast is their own. They can do whatever they want. I only have one thing to say about the election on the podcast. And that's the 11,000 people who voted for Harambe should all lose their right to vote.
Yes, I agree completely because I'm so sick of fucking Harambe.
Also that. I mean, just because I'm tired of that, but just...
Well, because of the nonsense.
Yeah, just...
I mean, if they're going to write anybody in, write in salty language.
Right. Man, can you imagine if we would have gotten 11,000 votes? Man, we would have been ego-tripping.
That would have been terrific.
Yeah. I hate that it's like you go through the process of going to vote, but then you just... Yeah, you know, it's like, come on.
Dick about it.
Yeah. You know, like, I don't even care who you vote for. You can vote for whoever you want to. I know that you're right, but it's the idea that it's like, at least vote for a legitimate person or a candidate. This is a gorilla. So, yeah. And B, a dead gorilla. But it's like, and the thing is, it's like, it was just like millennials voting for.
Yeah. All I could say is fucking college kids.
Yeah. So that's all. Just my call to arms is just, please take away their right to vote because they clearly aren't mature enough to handle it.
Yeah. Well, they clearly don't want it.
Yeah.
It's,
what's horrible? This is going to turn into way more than it was supposed to. Again, I'm not going to get into the politics of the election. I don't assume you're going to either, but that's up to you.
I have only one thing I want to cover about it, and that's it.
Okay, why don't you do that real quick, and then we'll get into what I was thinking.
The only thing I want to talk about the election is voting stickers and the people that make posts about them.
Yeah.
Because first
of all, I wish voting...
my Instagram feed.
Yeah.
And it's like, I voted. It's like, I voted too. And I didn't put a sticker on my face and take a selfie.
Well, shame on you.
I did use a Snapchat filter, I guess, now I think about it.
Yeah, you did.
But, and I told the lady as I was putting my ballot in to save the sticker.
Yeah.
And she looked at me like I kicked her in the twat.
Yeah, because most people, like, there's probably a contingent of people that vote for that sticker, like, just to get the sticker. And it's like, you can get stickers made. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
those stickers are a huge waste of taxpayer money, too.
I saw a news, I should have brought it up, a news story somewhere that was like a county in California, I think, saved like $90,000 because they didn't give out stickers.
Which is stupid. Like, not that they didn't give them out, but that they cost that kind of money. That kind of money is being just thrown away. And I know a lot of people are going to go, oh, they pissed the money away here and here and here. It's like, yeah, but still.
Yeah.
Like, for us, in the state we live in, there's a city that's poisoning, kids are getting poisoned by its water. There's one of the biggest cities in the whole state didn't even have like an adequate like public transit system, and the school system got just jacked up by corruption. Monies could be, and not to mention even the roads up here. Like there's things right there that money would have been much better spent on. And I'd much rather somebody takes a picture next to a filled pothole and says, hey, they filled it, than an I vote sticker.
Yeah, for sure.
I know they don't cost the same, but...
I can think of some candidates they could fill potholes with. I'm talking about with their corpses.
Well, that's fair and all.
This is from 2012, so it probably just resurfaced because, voting season.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was... South Bay voters who they didn't hand out stickers in this county. Yeah, saved $90,000 and $90,750. The stickers cost 15 cents each.
Wow.
So it's like,
well, there was a story here on the Detroit News that I can't remember what county it was in Michigan that they don't give away the stickers. They actually had voted at one point to stop doing it, and people are basically like not happy about it. They're mad that they can't get stickers. And I forgot what the guy's position is, but he basically said in the next budget, he's going to put voting stickers into the budget. And it's just dumb. Just shaking my head at it. It's like, come on. Like, it's just, I know it sounds really dumb to stump against voting stickers, but again, picture that kind of money. Like, who doesn't live in a county or a state or a city, whatever, that isn't like, oh boy, our budget's tight right now. Like it's like the state of California. Look how much money the whole state is behind, Yes. Like if each voting district stops spending, 90,000 or how much ever per district, because maybe that's a huge district. I don't know, but I don't know. I'm with you though. The whole thing's irritating.
I'm just gonna, I don't know if I can get this, I wish I could find out how many people voted in our county.
Oh, yeah. I just went ahead and skipped, for the most part, I skipped a lot of social media over the last few days.
Because I've been kind of staying away myself, too.
I just knew it was going to be a shit show. No matter what the results, it was going to be a shit show. Yeah,
and obviously we're not, the political podcast, so we're not going to be talking about... I
do have one thing to go back to with what I was saying originally.
Yeah, go ahead.
Which, the reason it gets me so riled up that somebody would vote for, like, Harambe or whatever, and again, I understand it's your right as an American, you can write in whoever you want to, but there's people, I know, I sound like a parent with there's starving kids in China, but there's people in other countries who risk death to go vote, because it's that important to them. And over here, we got assholes voting for Harambe, you know?
Yes.
So
or
taken for
we got
granted.
assholes who don't even bother.
Yeah. And you've got the situation with, I was listening to, what podcast was it last night? I think it was The Moth. Like, they had a woman tell a story about how her mom and her parents, like, had to go through, she's an African American woman, her parents had to deal with basically the stupid literacy tests before they could vote, which were geared against low income and African Americans, you know, and how they had to overcome these things in order to get to vote and all this. And, you know, just how over the years things have gotten better, you know, and again, it's like you hear stories like that and then you hear about assholes voting for Harambe and it's like, you know, like there's people who, you know, literally were told, even though they're told in the Constitution they have the right to vote, they were still being turned away from the you know, voting places.
Right.
You know, I mean, hell, that still goes on now. I mean, it's not gone. I'm not saying it is, but it's like, come on. Especially if you're going to vote, actually vote. Like, vote for something. Like, care. You know, like, you know, put some research in, or even if you don't put some research in, at least just vote for a legit candidate, not.
Yeah.
And by legit candidate, again, I'm encompassing your right to write in anyone you want. Like, if you wanted to vote for the Walk of Flame Ric Flair ticket, go for it, you know?
I'd vote for that ticket.
Well, that was a legit ticket. Alice Cooper ran too, so, you know, if you want...
I wouldn't vote for him. He's too old.
Ric Flair's not.
Yeah, but, you know, he's immortal in my eyes.
That's true. All right, fair enough. All right, unless you got anything else to add, let's move on from voting.
No, I really just wanted to bitch about voting stickers because when I told her, you know, save the sticker and she handed it to me anyway, I did want to, you know, smack her across her face.
Right.
I was pretty annoyed.
Yeah. You know, it's funny,
I've always
though.
thought the stickers are a waste of time.
Yeah, there's quite a few people who I know that refused the sticker. And one was actually told, I have to give it to you, it's part of the job. You know, and it's like, but I don't want it. It's like, but I have to give it. It reminds you, you know, you go to a fast food place and you're like, I don't want the drink, you know, and they're like, well, I have to give you the drink because, you know, like they count the cups or whatever, you know, it's like, I have to give you, it's like, just throw it in the trash, be like, I can't do that. I have to give it to you. You can throw it in the trash, but, you know,
right.
You're like, so I'm going to waste a cup. Like, well, yeah, basically. All right. You know,
it's all dopey.
Yeah. So, enough of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Indeed, enough of that.
Yeah. If you want to hear politics, there's tons of it out there. I'm just tired of it. I'm so tired of it.
Yeah. The only thing I can say is I'm glad it's over.
Me too. I mean, I'll get riled back up at some point, I'm sure, because it's politics. So, but for now, I'm just tired of it. And I just want to focus on other stuff in the world now. You know, like for the moment, you know, we can worry about.
Like not politics?
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't know. I got nothing right now. So,
like Ric Flair and Waka Flocka?
Yes. Oh, man. You know, I should have looked to see if they gave a concession speech.
That would have been awesome.
Ric Flair up there. I just picture Waka Flame starting to talk and Ric Flair just like pushes him aside, you know? He's got the sunglasses on, of course, the custom suit. Well, sorry, custom everything.
Exactly.
Yeah. By the way, folks, take a drink because there's your wrestling.
Yeah.
Shit. So how was your week?
It was an all right week, you know?
Yeah.
It was all right. I had a good weekend, and, you know, it was your typical 5 days of slave labor down at the salt mines.
Sure.
And then, you know, we're back to it.
Right. Yeah, we certainly are.
You know?
Boy, I'll tell you what. I've had such a brutal headache the last, 12 years. No, it's been seriously like 4 or 5 days now. I've had a headache. And
how's that working out for you?
Oh, it's great. It was so bad today. I almost was like, dude, we got to record another night. Like earlier today, if you would have wanted to record at say 3:00, it wouldn't have happened because I could barely open my eyes. My head hurt so bad. So
it would have been like Pirate Cast.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I guess I could just, turn all the lights out and not look at the computer, just
True.
Turn sideways and close my eyes.
Minimal darkness, cover up the LEDs on the soundboard.
Right. Well, I mean, you can see, those that listening can't, but you can see I'm wearing my tinted glasses. So also to look cool, like I'm a, one of those Hollywood stars that, want to pretend like they're wearing sunglasses, but they're really wearing strong prescription glasses,
I figured they were shooting glasses because you're going to become an active shooter.
Also, well, no.
Maybe
if I'm playing some Star Wars Battlefront later or something,
Oh, nice.
Because that's a good move. But especially when you have a headache. Playing first-person shooters is a great idea when you have a bad headache.
Highly recommended.
Yeah, all that darting around and
darting around flashes and shit.
Zooming in and out on the gun. Yeah, it's very smart.
And of course, you crank that sound system up so your face bleeds.
Oh, and I've got the head speakers on and just cranked all the way up.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. To where my ancestors can feel it.
That's exactly what you need.
Smart.
Super smart.
No bueno on that. But
no bueno?
It's fine though.
Yeah.
That's all right. So anything else this week or?
Well, Saturday, Brian, my genie, Lady Space Violence of Salty Language. Her and I, we had a little date night. You know?
Right. I forgot about this. Yeah.
I forgot to mention on the show because I was kind of like, oh boy. We went and saw a Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Well, let's not gloss over what it looked like delicious bourbon and pizza that you had. Well, bourbon anyway. I don't know if you have pizza.
Yeah, that's right. Well, yeah, that's we started our evening by going downtown to and I know we've mentioned on the show before, good old Home Slice Pizza.
Maybe my favorite place downtown because it has pizza and delicious beer. So
yeah, it's one of the most unassuming bars. If you didn't know the bar was up there, you'd be like, why is everyone here? I don't get it.
Yeah, because it's
why is there music? Because it's
a pizza
like 4
place,
booths and a pizza oven, and then upstairs is an amazing bar.
It's a small bar.
It's super small.
Well, the bar itself's not really small, but there's not, other than the bar, there's not much of a place to sit.
Probably 10 tables up there, and then the bar,
maybe.
and then there's a patio outside, and that's it.
Yeah, I guess it's not as small as that. I mean, it's really not any smaller than Rockies, but
yeah,
when you really think, it's similar. Anyway, moving on.
But yeah, so, we got ourselves a couple of delicious cocktails. I did have some some Bullet Rye, which is nice.
Delicious, yeah.
I had some Great Lakes Christmas Ale.
Oh, that's out already, huh?
It's out.
Wow.
And the guy's like,
damn.
Do you want your glass rimmed? And I just looked at him and I went, what? No. And he's like, there's 2 categories of people with this. It's either fuck yes or fuck no.
Right. Yeah, I imagine.
He's 100% right.
Yeah, because why would you want it rimmed with sugar or whatever the hell it is?
Well, it's funny because, come Monday, I was telling my coworker about this whole rimming the glass situation, and him and his lady went out, and she's never had Christmas ale before, because she's kind of new to the whole beer world.
Yeah.
And apparently she was loving the rimmed glass.
Well, remember when we were first told about rimming the glass for a Christmas ale? Remember our server at the time was like, the ladies love this. So what we learned was ladies love rimming. So, right?
Who knew, bro?
Right? I'm pretty sure that's the takeaway.
Accurate.
Yeah. No, it's not true though, because, as we found out, when we were at the place when, Jeannie was offered the rim glass.
To be fair,
that was hilarious.
She drinks beer like a man's man.
Oh no, I understand. I just loved her reaction. It wouldn't have mattered who it was. The reaction was fantastic.
Yeah. And that
just
very effeminate man was not impressed by the tongue lashing he got.
Yeah. I mean, geez. I thought she was going to smack him to the ground, and rightfully so, because
he would have deserved it.
How dare you?
It would have been like the, what was that? I'm going to get you, sucker, slap me and call me Susan.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it would have looked like and sounded like, I'm sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh man, sorry. Anyways, I've derailed your whole.
Now you're
talk
good.
here.
And dude, let me tell you, we got the old buffalo chicken pizza, which I never had from there before.
Right.
Oh, dude. I kind of wanted to like take a couple slices and just go in the corner and make sweet love to them.
Yeah. Well, I'm surprised you didn't, or just into the bathroom at least.
It was goddamn amazing, if I say so myself.
Right. Just slam it up against the wall and have your way with it.
Yeah, for sure. Just passionately make love to it.
Give it a good Rogering, if you will.
Indeed. No.
No?
I can't. I got to treat it like a lady.
Oh,
It's not just like, that's not a like common delivery pizza.
You're right.
That I would, give a Rogering to and then toss aside.
Right. Give a dry hand fingering to. I get you. Yeah.
This one I make sweet love to and make breakfast the next day.
That makes sense. Yeah,
I mean, it was delicious.
Sure.
Goddamn delicious.
Yeah. Well, I'm not surprised by that because the times we've been there, I don't think any of us have had something where we're like, it wasn't that good. We've always been like, oh my God. And it's amazing how that the worst part for me about that place is that I like the food so well, and their pizza's pretty thin, so it's easy to eat way more of it than you mean to.
Definitely.
Like when me and T were there that last time, and we were both drunk, and that giant carnivore pizza hit with like every meat imaginable except man, and we were just crushed that pizza and then crushed like bread, whatever kind of bread he ordered too. I think we just smashed it all.
When it's that thin of a crust, it does go down ridiculously easy.
Yeah. And oh man, the next day I was like, oh my God. Cause even though I'm not a person who shies from carbs, that's still a lot of carbs. Plus we had beers that night and stuff, so boy, the next day I was like, oh my, I felt full all day.
I feel like death.
Yeah. Worth it though. Totes worth it.
But so I had a flashback from the weekend before though, because we're sitting there, we got our drinks. There's like a cute little blonde woman playing acoustic guitar, and she was really good.
Nice.
And unfortunately, Ohio State was on the TV, which I was like,
that'll happen. Yeah.
But I'm looking around the bar because it's the game's on, so there's people in there, and there was a kid sitting at the bar.
That kid's by the escalator again.
And it wasn't a baby like our previous show.
Well, at least there's that.
But he was probably 9.
And this, again, this isn't like lunch or dinner time. We're talking.
No, we got there at 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
So it was late enough that the kid should not have been there.
I'll be honest with you. I'm surprised that they don't have the old 21 and over type thing upstairs, or
at least at a certain time.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like a lot of places will switch to 21 and over after like 9 or 10 o'clock, and some of them aren't like rigorous about like the IDing and stuff. They're pretty much, if you look like you're 21, cool. But it's just like, you can't bring a kid in here,
I don't get it.
Yeah, because like we said last week, it ruins the vibe. I feel weird. Like the way we are, I don't really want to be that way around someone's kid, but I'm also not going to not be that way.
For sure.
Because I'm out to have a good time, and if they don't like it, really, it's not a place for a kid. It's not like I'm going to their church doing it, or, the kid's school or something. I'm in a place where people act like idiots. I'm within my right to act like an idiot.
Indeed.
So,
Definitely when you're right.
Yeah. I just feel it's just weird. It was kind of like I said, even when we were at Mommy Bay that one time, and that guy behind us was just shooting daggers through the back of your head. And, because his kid was there and we were being, who we are.
We were being us.
Yeah. And it's like, dude, you're in a place that's pretty, people are mainly coming here for the beers, Although I will say there, it's more restaurant, but still,
Yeah.
Whatever.
Well, so, and eventually the kid vanished, which was a good thing.
Well, maybe. Unless an Amber Alert came out afterwards.
That's true, maybe, yeah. Yeah, who knows what sort of creepster was in there. Should have been checking my molester
app. Wait. So is your molester app to alert you that there's an opportunity to be a molester, or that there's molesters in the area?
Molesters in the area.
Okay.
Like, here's my picturing of this app.
Uh-huh.
Okay, you know how and I don't know if they still do it, but they used to with the Yelp app, you could do augmented reality.
Okay.
So you pull up your camera and you could like, put your camera in front of you and it would show you like pinpoints, of like where the businesses are.
Yeah, yeah.
So with this app, you'd pull the camera up and it'd put like creeper stashes on the guy.
I was just gonna say the emoji of the dude with like a mustache pops up or whatever. And
yeah,
like,
mustache and like the fedora, so he's like undercover.
Yeah,
like, ugh.
Sure, stranger danger, right?
Stranger danger indeed.
Oh, that's funny. Because I was thinking you were meaning it more like it was like Grindr. So, but okay.
No, not.
Or if
not
you're
that
looking for a molester, you're like, hey, maybe I feel like getting groped tonight.
It's like a molester dating type thing,
Yeah, sure. Exactly. Yeah.
Molester-molestee relationship.
Right, so you can find other molesters exactly. Perfect.
Yeah, if you're into that thing.
Yeah, I like your idea much better. I think there's a better market.
For a free meal.
Right. Wait. Wow. I like your idea better though, because it's, I think there's more money to be made in it.
Probably.
Sell that app for like $1.99. Can you imagine how many people would buy that app?
Oh man, just to throw it around and see what sort of, who gets a mustache.
Right. I mean, yeah, exactly. I'd buy it just for that.
Great.
I mean, if nothing else, because I want to like, hover it in front of me to make sure.
Yeah, it's true.
Uh-oh.
Oh, jeez. They know.
Oh, this isn't good. What, huh? Like, is there something I don't know about myself?
Like, oh, jeez.
Mm-hmm. That's how I would build the app, is that everyone you showed it to, it would do that too. Or like,
that would be awesome.
Or like 8 out of 10, like the occasional person, it wouldn't, like it uses recognition software to look like if they have a mustache or they look like a creep, then it won't pop up. But otherwise it shows it that they are a creep.
That they're for sure a creep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like this idea. What would this app be called though? Creepstr. Kind of like Grindr and Tinder.
Yeah.
Creepstr.
Mm-hmm. I like it. It's like Creep STR. Creepstr.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Creepstr.
Perfect.
But by far, I mean, the pizza that I almost had an affair with is not the highlight of Home Slice.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
The highlight is my new friend Ray. Okay. Or as I called him, Super Drunk Ray.
Well, yeah, that'll happen.
Because, at least I think his name was Ray. That's what it sounded like to me.
For the sake of the story, his name's Ray.
This dude and his crew, and they look like Mexican gangbangers, This dude comes in, and he had an Ohio State jersey on. He's standing next to me at the bar. And, I don't pay attention to people at the bar, but I just hear him start talking to me. He's like, hey, man. And I look, and this guy's giving me the old, squinty eye, and he just holds his hand out. He's like, and we do the handshake into the thumb shake thing, into the finger grab, into the knuckle hit.
Right, into a handy. Yeah, I get you. Right.
Yeah, I was expecting something like that.
Right.
And he's just goes, and we did this handshake probably 5 times. And the whole time we're doing this handshake, he's like, oh man, I'm so drunk, don't mind me. I don't know you, but I respect you. I don't know you, but I respect you. And I'm like, hey, I respect you too, man. And then he'd stop paying attention to me and he'd get back to his drink or to his other, cholo buddies that were there.
Right. Or just
he'd be like,
peeing on the floor at the bar thinking he's at the urinal.
Dude, this guy was hammered. And then we'd go back to shaking hands again. Hey man, I don't. And then he's like, and this is how I knew he was super drunk.
Yeah.
Because he pointed at his face. He's like, look at this. I only got one eye working. And I'm like, oh, fuck, I've been there.
Oh, we've all been there, yeah.
I've been when you have to close one eye.
Yeah.
Everything's fucked up.
Right, yeah.
I'm like, I recognized it. And I'm like, told him, oh, man, you got the old pirate vision going on.
Yep.
I got back to the handshake. Oh, man, I don't know you, but I respect you, man. and then they all got beers.
Uh-huh.
And they got him some sort of shot or something.
That seems like a smooth idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he just kept telling me, I'm so wasted. I'm so wasted.
You're like, dude, I know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then he takes the shot and he stands there for a second. He's like,
oh God.
Then he leans on the bar and he's just coughing. I'm like, and I kind of flinched away and just pretty smoking hot Latina chick that was with him was like, oh, look at him. He thinks he's going to get puked on. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
As much as this
it's like,
guy
I'll tell you,
he's going to puke on
it's like, I'll tell you what, lady, if he does go to puke, I'm grabbing you as a human shield.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You can get coated in it. It'll look like something out of, You Can't Do That on Television.
It's going to look like the pie eating segment in whatever movie that was. Lean on Me or whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah.
But he did not puke.
Good.
But I thought he was going to die.
Well, that's not good either. Yeah.
And then all his friends just gathered him up and they all left. And they all left full beers. So they must have knew it was danger zone for this guy.
Wow, yeah. Because I was going to say, I'm kind of surprised that the bar even served him. You know?
Dude, he was on, like, Jupiter. He was gone.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. I've been that guy.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
I've been that drunk at a bar, and then later it's like, you know, kind of wondered why I kept getting served.
Yeah, definitely. But it was hilarious. The amount of handshakes.
Well, you know, it's like we've said before, you know, when you encounter people like that, you don't mind.
Because, no, I didn't care at all. I thought it was hilarious.
Like the dude at Rockin' Whiskey that one time with me who kept talking with me the whole time. It was like, whatever. He's having a good time. Who cares, you know?
That's kind of how I felt about it. Because all I was thinking, I'm like, in what world does this group of, like I said, they look like gangbangers.
Yeah.
Come in, and here's me wearing like my black jeans. I'm in a flannel, shaved head, big beard. Mm-hmm. Right. We're shaking hands and bullshit.
Yeah. Like, hey man, I saw you on paper towels. I respect you.
It was so funny.
I just love I respect you.
Yeah, I don't know you, but I respect you. It was definitely something.
Oh, that's great. I like it.
But yeah, so we left Home Slice and we went to go see Rocky Horror, which we didn't see the movie, we saw a play.
Right.
And they did it at the Collingwood Arts Center, which is, you know, it's very low budget play.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Very low budget.
Mm-hmm.
And
oddly enough, Ray was the lead. No.
Yeah, that would have been hilarious. And you know, like me, I've only seen Rocky Horror Picture, the movie, once, and I was in like high school.
Yeah.
And I was half paying attention to it.
Right.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
So I had no idea what was going on.
Yeah.
And you know, we went with some of Jeannie's coworkers, and they were all pumped. And we each got a bag of things.
Yeah.
To like interact with the show.
Right. Now you mean like hammers and crowbars, or?
Yeah, I wish. Maybe some Mazel Tov cocktails.
Nice.
If anyone does digging that. But,
nice pull.
Thank you. I had no idea what I was doing. And then the problem with Collingwood Arts Center is, like I said, low budget.
Mm-hmm.
The sound, like they were playing audio, like the music.
Yeah.
Through the PA system, but the mics weren't set up great. So all I could hear was the music and not the people talking. And then when you don't know what the fuck is going on, it was just bizarre. I didn't know what to do. I just sat back. I'm like, I didn't use any of the stuff in my bag because I didn't know what to do.
Right.
And I'm talking like there's a squirt gun in there, rice, confetti, playing cards, a piece of toast, toilet paper. And then they gave us toilet paper when we came in.
Wow.
I didn't know what the fuck to do, Brian.
It's just in case
I've never done this
before. In case you have an accident, you know?
Apparently.
Not everybody can be a big boy during a whole show, Tony.
Well, there was a moment where I don't remember even the names. The two squares that go to the castle or whatever get married, and everyone throws toilet paper. That I got. I'm like, hey, I've been a teenager. I know how to throw toilet paper.
Right.
But before the show started, they're like, don't throw it at the actors, please.
Well, yeah, that's understandable. Yeah.
Yeah. Because you're not very far from the stage.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
I could easily banged one if I wanted to.
You should have just went ahead.
Just
a nice tight spiral.
Yeah, like because I was thinking about it after I threw it. I'm like, I shouldn't have started the roll.
Yeah.
I should have just thrown the roll intact as a roll.
Yeah. Hey, Ann, watch me throw a spiral.
Exactly. But so then there's intermission happens, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this is just after the toilet paper throwing. And everyone in the crowd is just going fucking bananas, throwing toilet paper around.
Right.
There's people over here, and if you follow me on Snapchat, you would have saw it. They made some dude into a toilet paper mummy.
Did they burn him in effigy at any point? Because that's what I was hoping was next.
I said that on the old Snappers. All I need is a fire.
I did not catch that. Fair enough either way. Yeah.
Yeah, because he was completely covered head to toe in toilet paper.
Oh, you know what? That's right. I do remember you saying that now. Yeah.
So I had that. I had these two broads in front of me. That they were clear. They were all dressed up in goth wear, but they were probably mid-40s.
Sure.
And they were just like, woo, winging toilet paper. I'm like, what are you doing? You're making an ass of yourself.
You're reliving their teenage years, Tony. Why do you have to be such a Grinch?
Well, I get it. If the kids, in the audience want to do it,
yeah,
I get it.
Oh, man, old man Tony rearing his head.
It probably was.
Do you know how much toilet paper was in my day?
Well, unfortunately, at this time, like I said, I didn't know what the fuck was going on.
Right? No. I would have probably had the exact same reaction as you if I was sitting there. I'd be like, I don't know what the hell's going on here.
Yeah, I didn't know what was going on. I was annoyed. There was, and I mean, I'm not knocking on anybody, but the acting was, the singing was,
right. You should have got up there.
Because what I do know of Rocky Horror Picture is Dr. Frankenfurter, the transvestite dude, right?
Yeah.
Makes Rocky because he like creates him as his like sex thing.
Right.
And Rocky's supposed to be like this shredded, athletic, giant dude. The guy that they got to play Rocky was probably 5'5", $130. And I mean, he had low body, like he had muscle definition, like you could see his abs. But he's probably never lifted anything heavier than a phone book in all his life.
Hey, that was a big a big phone book. That was the whole.
Like he's up there flexing, and I'm like, and the guy that got to play Dr. Frankenfurter, whatever.
Yeah.
All I could think when I saw him was that guy needs to be Jack Skellington because he was super tall and super thin.
Oh, yeah.
Like he would have been an excellent Jack Skellington.
Well, come back around. No, anyway, yeah.
But I mean, I had a good time, but I wish I would have known what the fuck was going on. It's not really my scene.
Yeah.
But.
So, are you going to watch the movie again now?
Jeannie said something about we're going to have to do this again as a group, like as when they showed a movie and everyone participates and go to and see it so I can actually maybe understand what's going on.
Yeah.
Because like at the end of the movie, like we're driving home and I'm telling him like, I don't know what the hell's going on. I'm like, so let me get this straight. And spoilers if you haven't seen it.
Yeah. The movie from, was it 1970 or 80 or whatever the hell it is? Yeah,
exactly.
Super new.
Let me get this straight. They're aliens? And she's like, yeah, they're aliens. And I'm like, she's like, what'd you think they were? I was like, I just thought they were cross-dressing monsters. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because it's true.
I'll be honest. I've seen the movie and I didn't realize they were aliens. Because I'm like you. I was half-assing the attention paying because it didn't do anything for me.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
And then one of the weird things was and I don't remember the character's name.
Really quick, I have a great idea for an image for this week's show, and that's the aliens guy from the Ancient Alien show, with the crazy hair, like your face on it.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. I'm writing that down. Except to be like cross-dressers.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Well, let's not do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's not start a firestorm, Tony.
Yeah, really. Although, hey, if we get some downloads. But,
No.
But so, the weird thing was, and I don't, Janice, the one of the squares who goes to the castle.
Yeah.
So, throughout Rocky Horror, they kind of sexualized Janice, and she's basically running around in her underwear the whole time.
Sure.
Although this actress had like a full like a bodysuit thing, but it was like bathing suit cut.
Yeah.
But she was wearing like a man's shirt, so it still kind of looked like she was in panties. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah.
But they sexualize her, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Like there's a part when it's like, she's like thinks she's with her husband, and then they pull the blanket aside. It's Dr. Frankenfurter, and he's like, yeah, we're banging or whatever.
Wow, this is a very odd interpretation of the. Yeah.
Yeah. So at the end of the play, when all the cast is lined up on stage and they're like, hey, everyone bows and blah, blah, blah. And they're like, oh, we want to give a special thank you to these 3 actors. And it was a guy who was just like one of the background dudes who showed up and just dance and shit. It was another person, basically the same thing. Oh, no, it was a girl who was the like announcer, what do you call narrator through the whole thing. And she was like in lingerie-ish type stuff.
Sure, naturally.
And then the girl who played Janice. And they're like, we want to thank these 3 for doing this. Can you believe how good they are for being 16?
That explains the bodysuit.
It weirded, I think, everybody out.
Yeah, I could see where it would, because that's,
Because, I mean, like I said...
Well, let's just say, did you pull out the Creeper app or Creepstr app?
I should have. I probably would have got a mustache.
Just binged the whole place.
Because when the full thing was going on, and I'm not a body shamer guy.
Yeah, you are. No, I'm kidding.
But, but
unless people aren't getting mad gains.
Well, yeah, mad gains.
I mean, if they're not getting mad gains, you shame them. But otherwise,
yeah. But as I'm watching the play, I'm like, wow, a lot of the ladies in this play, they like cake. They're fans,
right?
Of the cake,
right?
Except Janice. Right?
Now you're talking, of course, of the band, right? Like going the distance. Okay, yeah, right.
But I'm like, if I'm ranking the girls in this play, Janice is my top, like, number 1 draft pick.
Right, not anymore,
and then the bomb drops at the end that she's 16.
Right. Well, you got to send her to the minor leagues for a little bit,
I guess a AAA ball.
Yeah, like let her get her legs under, and then.
Brian, it was a little weird.
Yeah, I imagine so. That is pretty weird.
So I'm like, who's? And I know it's a Collingwood Arts Center, and it's kind of like it's kind of like the oddball.
Yeah, and in fairness, it's not
in Toledo.
And again, like you said, she was in a bodysuit, so it wasn't like she was. I mean, even if she was parading on her underpants or whatever, I mean, but it's still the idea that it's like it is weird because I mean, like for instance, was it last week or the week before? Marvel pulled an exclusive cover of the upcoming Iron Man where it's the was it 15-year-old girl is taking over as Iron Man or whatever, or not as Iron Man, she's her own character, but they pulled it because J. Scott Campbell, people felt he sexualized his drawing of her because he drew her the way he draws most women, which is with, fairly large hips and low cut or low waisted pants. So it made it look like those pants were very, very low. And a lot of people, had a problem with that, which I understand. It's a 15-year-old character. They were like, and he did another cover. And by the way, the second cover is tremendous. Like, it's just, as our friend Palicki posted, it's just better art. It was just a better piece of art overall.
Right.
But it's like, that happened, and that's a comic book, and you've got a 16-year-old standing on stage, run around, like you said, in kind of a sexualized role. It's
definitely sexualized.
Yeah, it's a weird thing for people to process that way, especially once you know it. It's like,
And, I'm not a square, man.
You are, but it's okay.
Because, like, when we walked in, I'm like, hey, restroom to the lady that, I gave the ticket to.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, it's over there. It's unisex. Don't let it weird you out. And it's like, I just kind of wanted to spear her into the wall.
Yeah. Well, but now here's a question. Did you go into the bathroom?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, by unisex, did she mean both genders or anyone using it at the same time, or just one person at a time?
No, I mean, like, I walked in and it was like a line of like weird ass wooden stalls with like saloon doors. Ugh, okay. And as I walked in, some woman's got her head poking out of one of them. I was like, hey.
Okay. No, it's fine. That's why I was curious. Cause
Yeah, it's like, I was kind of like more offended by the fact that she's like, don't let it weird you out. And I'm like, bitch, you don't know me.
Turns out she did. You were totally weirded out. You scurried out of the bathroom. Like, there's dames in here.
Oh, Jesus.
Apologies, ma'am. As you back out of the...
Madam.
Yeah.
Tip hat.
Yeah, tip your hat, yeah.
See, I was a little annoyed at that, but like, I don't know. said, I don't know. I didn't know what was going on.
Yeah,
I was a little thrown off by the 16-year-olds.
You can't knock the bathroom thing too much though, because there are going to be people who. I mean, you wouldn't think someone going to that show is going to be too weirded out by the concept of a unisex bathroom.
That's kind of what I was. Yeah,
but you never know. There's always going to be squares. I mean, it's got to be a little bit weird though, because most bathrooms we go into are men only.
Yeah.
So I'm sure it was a little odd at first to walk in and see a woman in the men's bathroom.
Well, it's the Collingwood Arts Center. They're all like, "Hey, man, we're all vibing here, bro."
Right. Fair enough.
That's just kind of how they are.
Yeah. I mean, the weirder part's when you're like, "Hey, spread your legs a little wider so I can pee too." Yeah,
right. Exactly.
Because there's only one toilet in the room.
Like, hey, scoot your clam over a little bit.
Hey, let me use upstairs. Like you just put your legs over your shoulders and sit on the top part of the toilet. Oh man, that's enough.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. But yeah, so that was our Saturday, and boy, we were out late as a motherfucker. Like I fell asleep in the middle of Rocky Horror.
I'm not at all surprised by that. Dude. Yeah.
I'm like an old man.
Yeah.
Once 9 o'clock hits, it's like especially lately, get to that.
It could have been, ridiculously hot, gorgeous, like women spraying fire into the crowd and just handing free beers out, and you probably would have fallen asleep.
I think I would have been there.
Yeah, you might. Yeah.
I mean, but it was because the show started at midnight.
Yeah.
So there's one part that I was getting the nods and I passed the fuck out. I know I did.
Mm-hmm.
And it's, what are you going to do?
At least you didn't wake up with like a dick drawn on you or something, or
that's true.
Wrapped in toilet paper, or
probably outlined on me.
Yeah. Weirder yet, you wake up with like a clam outlined on your head.
I'd be fine with that.
Yeah, you never know. Like, wow, these are some weird lips.
Never seen a clam turkey.
Is that a
Happy Thanksgiving.
Is that a Demogorgon? What the hell's going on here? All right. Anyway.
Nice. I give it an 11.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was, late as a motherfucker.
I bet.
And then, like I'm getting to that because this week, both my wife and I are like, we need to go to bed earlier.
Mm.
And we've been in bed by 9 o'clock all week.
Wow.
And dude, I gotta say, it feels amazing. Like I've been waking up before my alarm goes off. I feel refreshed.
Your alarm goes off at 2 a.m.
It's like 5:15 is when it goes off. I'm usually already awake, playing on my phone because I don't really want to get up.
Mm-hmm.
Although I probably should.
Right.
It's been, I don't know, it's weird.
Dogs pacing back and forth next to the bed, and you're like, hey, I'll get to it.
I've never felt more like an old man than, going to bed at 9.
Yeah, I imagine so. Oh, and it's just going to get worse when you do go out to things because, the further back you push your bedtime, or the further up, however you want to word that, be like, hey, let's hit one more bar. And you're like, dude.
That's after the show, Jeannie's friends were like, hey, it's daylight savings. It's fall back. We got an extra hour. We should go hit a bar. And, her and I kind of looked at each other and we've been a couple long enough that we were like, we connected. And we're both like, fuck that.
Yeah.
We got a dog at home.
Didn't hit mutts for another, huh? All right.
Oh no. Oh no, Brian.
Yeah. I imagine. Now, here's a question. I don't imagine so, but was there any sort of libations available at the play?
Believe it or not, you could buy beers.
Oh, okay.
They're selling Miller Lights in those aluminum bottles.
Nice, something to throw at the actors. Sure.
Yep. Right. And some other beer. I don't remember what it was.
Okay, fair enough. I was just curious about it.
And your ticket came with a free soda or a free water. I took a water because I had a couple beers and a bourbon.
Right.
I was like, I should hydrate.
That's what the bourbon was for, and the beer was for.
I didn't want to hydrate too much because I didn't want to get all weirded out in the bathroom.
Well, yeah, right. I mean, at least you were warned.
It's true.
I can't knock that too much because I'm sure there's been plenty of people who have been weirded out.
Yeah, I'm sure too, but it's just
Right.
I was annoyed by the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
course, I've come to realize I'm easily annoyed.
Yeah, exactly.
So
yeah, I am too. That's why I at least try to realize when I'm being ridiculous with my annoying, like I'm still going to be annoyed, but I also understand I'm being ridiculous at the same time. So
yeah, exactly. Like I try to keep it to myself.
Exactly.
More
Yeah.
possible.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah. Half the time it doesn't work. Half the time I'm muttering shit, or I'm giving the stink eye and I don't realize it.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm the same way. I know. I do it all the time.
What are you going to do?
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Good, clean fun.
Yeah, sure.
But yes, so, then Sunday we had the old football Sunday at the in-laws.
Yeah.
And I know I've said this a million times on this podcast. So loud, Brian.
Yeah, that's going to happen.
So loud. And I was like super tired and not in the mood.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And although there was one moment where I thought for sure the risk was going to die from a heart attack. Because
oh my.
I'm sitting in an easy chair.
Yeah.
And she's sitting on the couch next to me and she's out.
Mm-hmm.
Like, out.
Right. Like tea in a car. Yeah.
Yeah. Like tea in a car.
Right.
And something happened on whatever game was on because I had a terrible angle so I could barely see. Because where they put their TV and all the chairs, there's like 3 chairs that are prime. Everything else, you're like, wow, fuck this. Why am I even here?
Awesome. Right.
It makes sense.
Reminds you of the old, when the flat screen TVs first came out, remember how you had to sit at a certain angle or everything looked distorted?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's very similar to that.
Yeah.
So, but I think I was fucking around on my phone or something. Yeah. Something happened. And here comes my father-in-law wheeling in on his scooter. Mm. And he's like, I got to back up to Michael. He's like, oh yeah, did you see that? and Rose next to me just goes, she's just like breathing and grasping her chest. And he's like, geez, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Because he just yells at everything.
Yeah. That's just
like there's a moment when, we're getting dinner ready and my niece and nephew are in the kitchen and he's hollering and and I had to walk away. I'm like, this is crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's too much weird. Like if my dog was there, she'd be going bananas because there's too much energy.
I've been in places like that where I just have to walk outside for a minute it's kind of like, you're at a concert. Sometimes you just get that overstimulation of noise, and at some point you're like, I'm going to walk outside for a minute because I just need not silence, but I need something that's a much lower decibel,
Oh yeah, it was fucking crazy.
Yeah.
I'm like, and it happens unfortunately way too often there. And I'm just not built for that.
You need noise canceling headphones like we're wearing now, like big ones that are obvious, and wear those when you go.
Yeah, no shit. I mean, like I asked Jeannie, I'm like, why is your family so loud?
Yeah.
She's like, that's just how we are. And I just can't.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I said, my family is not loud.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like, my DNA is not ready for that.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm the same way. Some of my family is and some of it isn't, so when I'm around a lot of loud, I'm like, oh, cause it physically hurts my ears. And,
right.
I have a real issue with it. So that's part of, the other part of why there's times where I'm like, I have to step outside for a minute to let my ears reset, basically,
Yeah, so, definitely.
Because I feel like someone's just like clapping their hands on my head.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate.
Yeah. That's tough. It's weird, it's like I had an aunt and an uncle that were always loud. And it started with like he worked on pipelines and stuff like that. So there's always, loud equipment.
So his hearing is just
fucked.
And
then his hearing goes. So he talks loud because he couldn't hear himself. He doesn't talk loud. And she's doing it because she's doing it so he can hear her. But what I think the other part of it is it's almost like, and the worst part is that becomes their baseline. And then if they're excited or mad or anything like that, then it goes up and you're like, oh my God, cause you're.
Yeah. Like my brain is
Yeah.
bleeding out into my earlobes.
It's
and
like
stuff.
your normal level is already outside voice, and and then you go one more to where it's like you're yelling across a cavern, or a canyon at each other or something. So yeah,
it's like you're not in a tower warning me of attacking orcs.
Well, maybe, you never know. I mean, if so, you won't be knocking it then.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
Good point, Brian.
Yeah.
Fucking cherish it.
Right. And if those people on stage had voices like that, they wouldn't have needed the microphones for some of the stuff.
Truth.
Because I remember, I've been to a couple things like that, couple plays like that, where somebody wasn't using a microphone for like singing because they were so loud. So
right.
Yeah.
I don't mind a stage show. I'll go see another stage show.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd go to Collingwood Arts Center. No.
Fair enough. The bathroom weirded you out too much.
Yeah, I was too weirded out.
Yeah, clearly. Yeah.
It's kind of like a hack operation. It's a hi dog, Jesus.
Well, I'm pretty sure they operate on a really bare bones budget there.
Super low budget.
Yeah, they have for years.
I get it, but I mean, Jesus.
We should start doing our podcast from there. Except
they
for
didn't
the
realize there
bathroom,
was an internet celebrity in the area. They should have stepped it up.
Now, did you affix stickers anywhere?
You know what?
No?
I didn't bring any.
Yeah, that's fair. All right.
And I was thinking because we parked really far away from Home Slice because, the Blarney downtown, it was their 10th anniversary party, so it was a shit show.
Yeah.
And all I was thinking when I was walking, I was like, look at all these light posts and things I could be putting stickers on. And I don't have any.
Yeah, yeah.
You son of a bitch.
It's all right.
It's all right. But so after we left the football thing, because I'm like, I was like, I got to get out of here. We got to, we got a ton of leaves in our yard we got to take care of. We need to leave.
Mm-hmm.
Plus sanity.
Yeah.
We had to swing over to Keith. You know our buddy Keith.
Yeah.
We went to the bachelor party weekend with. We had to, because, him and his lovely wife bought some stuff from my lady. And we had to go deliver whatever that cleaning shit she had a party for, whatever.
Okay.
Had to go drop some stuff off, right?
Mm-hmm.
So show up at Keith's place, and it's Keith and Puffer there. They're watching football. I was like, hey, boys. But as I was walking in, there was these two sexy grills sitting outside.
Mm-hmm.
Sexy, Brian.
Right. Like that pizza you had?
Who, what?
I said like that pizza you had, or?
I would, sexier than the pizza.
Whoa,
Pizza's good.
Right,
These grills are amazing.
Okay, fair enough. Wow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I recognize them as pellet grills, which if you don't know, they're amazing.
All right.
So I asked Keith, I'm like, pellet grill? And he's like, oh yeah, we go outside so he can start showing off his grill.
Sure, naturally.
And apparently one was Puff's, one was Keith's. And they were making beef jerky.
I think it's funny that they, so he brought his grill over?
He brought his grill over.
Love it. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's called a Green Mountain Grill.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a pellet grill, and it has a big hopper on it. You pour wood pellets in it, and you set it for a temperature. And it just keeps track of temperature, and it feeds pellets as needed. So you can have it like searing hot, like 500 degrees hot, or you can have it super low so you can smoke on it.
Oh, okay. That's awesome.
So I know.
Yeah.
So they're smoking jerky, and it gave me a piece. It was goddamn delicious.
Nice.
Now, what makes this grill, in my opinion, amazing, and I'm like, there's only one place in Toledo that sells them, and I want one.
Right.
Is you can buy one of them, like you can buy the basic version, or you can buy the slightly upgraded version that's got Wi-Fi.
Why does it have Wi-Fi? So you can set it from a distance?
Yes.
Oh, of course. So you don't have to go outside.
So, well, here's what I thought, and this is what I confirmed with those guys. I'm like, so wait, it's got Wi-Fi, and they're like, yeah. And I'm like, and it probably has an app.
Of course.
And they're like, yeah. And I was like, so let me get this straight. So I'm like, you could hypothetically get up in the morning, put like a brisket on it, set it up to smoke, and keep an eye on it at work. And they're like, yes. I'm like, I need one of these.
Yeah. It sounded ridiculous for a second until I immediately thought, I bet there's an app where you can, fiddle with the controls or the heat or whatever.
That's exactly what it is. And they said when you fill the hopper up, if you're smoking, it's probably 10 to 12 hours of fuel.
Wow. So it's like
all
day
you
at
just
work.
Fill it up, go to work, and keep track of it on your phone, and come home and have delicious smoked treats.
Oh, wow. And that's living the dream right there.
Isn't I right?
That gives you a reason to come home.
Dude, all day Monday at work.
I didn't mean you. I didn't mean you, by the way, but I just meant that in general.
Well, fair enough.
That sounded really bad the way I said it.
That's fine.
Yeah. I love you, honey, but let me have that brisket.
Yeah. He's like, scoot over, woman.
Yeah.
These lips are reserved for that brisket.
Give that brisket a good rogering.
But I'm not joking. All day Monday while I'm working, all I could think about was this fucking grill.
That makes sense. I understand.
You know me. I mean, I love grilling.
Yes.
And I've been kind of in the market for a new one because mine's starting to get pretty haggard.
Fair enough. Yeah. Well, I mean, you do use it a lot, so.
Dude, I use my grill. I mean, it gets less when it gets cold.
Sure.
Because, winter and I have a charcoal grill.
Mm-hmm.
But this grill, it's got it's built so it can ramp up the heat a little bit when it's cold out.
Oh, geez.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, granted, for the mid-size one, and I would probably need the larger one. The mid-size, like $500.
Yeah.
The larger one's like $700.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a bit of a punch in the dick, but.
That is.
But again, at least it's something like, a lot of times when people spend money on grills, it's just so that when friends come over, they can be like, look at my grill, and they have no idea what the hell the grill is. They don't really know how to use it, or it's just a big shiny, money pit essentially. At least you know what the hell you're doing with it, and you will use the hell out of it. Cause like you say, you've been wanting to smoke stuff too.
Well, and that's kind of where I'm thinking. I'm like, if I bought one, it's like buying a brand new grill that I can sear steaks on and a smoker in the same unit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, So I'm trying to justify it to myself.
It's easy enough to justify. It's just hard to pay for.
This is very true.
Yeah. So, people, hit up the Amazon link on Salty. Help makes Tony's.
Patreon.
Yeah.
I need a GoFundMe.
Right.
I'll send people to, go to free podcast garbage.
Oh,
subject
dude.
Smoked treats. And I'll send you beef jerky.
I was just gonna say there's the answers. If they donate enough money, you send them a sample of the beef jerky you make.
Exactly.
Totally doable. Ooh,
Well,
okay. So if you get one of those at some point, we have to make one of our reward tiers on Patreon, something
Smoked
along
treats.
that line. Yeah. I don't know if it's 100% legal because we don't, wouldn't have food handlers, blah blah, but.
Well, it can, in addition to the little baggie of smoked treats, it could show up with like a release form.
Yes. Be like, would you like a full release? Yes or no? Or yes or hot damn yes.
You know what? If we ever have a release form for our show, it would be called the full release form.
Yeah, of course.
It's too funny not to call it that.
Well, I mean, it's business.
It is business.
I'll have lawyers draw them up. Not really.
Indeed.
Good times.
So yeah.
See, now you got me thinking about it because I'm going, man, Tony did that. I could probably have access to jerky a lot.
Well, dude, they have they've got 3 versions, and they're all like one's like the Jim Bowie, one's like the Daniel Boone, and one's like, I don't know, the Go Fuck Your Mother. I don't know what
That's
they're called.
a weird one, but okay.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
But it goes like giant, mid-size, and then a little tiny one that you could take tailgating. That can be powered off of your car's lighter.
Oh, hilarious. Like that one doesn't use pellets? Or
Oh, yeah, they're all use pellets.
Okay.
Yeah, they all use pellets.
But it can be powered off the car for tailgating where you might not be allowed to.
Well, because you have to plug them in. Because that's what, keeps, that's what keeps the little brain in there or whatever running.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah.
How much are the small ones, out of curiosity?
You know what? I have the website pulled up because I was like, I'm going to talk about it.
I could see myself maybe going that route. Because I don't use one anywhere near as much as you would, so buying even a medium one would be, because I don't have people over.
The Jim Bowie is the big one.
Yeah.
The Daniel Boone is the midsize.
Yeah.
And the little guy is the Davy Crockett.
Nice.
And let's see here. No, I don't want to know. Oh, you son of a bitch.
What it looks like in a bikini?
I wish.
Yeah, well, you have Photoshop, so you can make that happen, Tony.
This is true. Mm-hmm. Oh, and you can get the Davy Crockett with the Wi-Fi option. How cool is that?
That's awesome, yeah.
I'm trying to find out I found on their website, it's like $400 on their website.
Okay.
But the place that sells it around us is Appliance Center, and they're about $100 cheaper than the website.
Okay.
So.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot of money, but I love beef jerky, but I am not going to deal with doing beef jerky in the oven, you know? Like,
right.
And right now, that's the only way I have to make it. And it's like, nope, I'll just buy beef jerky, you know?
Well, for sure. And honestly, I mean, I'm looking at this is the Wi-Fi one that costs that much.
Yeah.
You don't have to get if you're just going to make it at home and you're not going to be away,
that's
you don't need a Wi-Fi one.
That's true. Well, you know? I mean, hold on. Let's not underestimate my laziness, Tony. Even if that thing's 20 feet from me, I mean, and I can pull up on my phone and control what I need to control. I mean, you know, that's living the dream right there.
This is true. Oh, you know what? The Davy Crockett is only Wi-Fi. They don't give you any other options.
All right, that's fair.
It's the old go fuck your mother.
It's because they want you to buy the middle one. That's what it is.
Probably.
Yeah. And
that's kind of like my thing. I was like, because, you know, the middle one is the right price point.
Yeah.
But as much as we have like people over and my fucking kids eat like goddamn mules and stuff.
Right.
It almost makes more sense for me to get the larger one.
Right. Plus, then you could do the duck breast for your dog on it.
That's true. Duck titty.
The old duck
titty. My dog loves some duck titty.
Yeah, you can make your own jerky for the dog then.
See,
I'm just trying to help you justify it. That's all.
So let's see here.
Clearly a terrible influence.
Green Mountain, it's $349. It's $50 cheaper at Appliance Center.
Okay.
Still pricey for a grill.
It is, yeah.
But I mean,
yeah,
it's a goddamn next level grill.
Right, exactly. It's an investment. You know? Yeah.
You're goddamn right. It's an investment.
So, Tony, how much would you like to put in your 401k? It's like, well, actually, I'm going to go ahead and buy one of these grills. Like,
yeah. I need to take money out of my 401k.
Yeah. This is a better investment because I don't know about my future.
My future involves smoked treats.
Damn right it does. The financial advisor's like, son, do you want a job here? Clearly, you know what's up.
Well, fuck yeah, I know what's up.
Yep.
Smoked treats.
Damn right.
You're goddamn right.
Smoked treats indeed.
Yeah. Oh man, it was weird all day. I was like Googling things. I'm looking at them online. It's like, God, all day Monday. It was just like obsessed with grills.
Yeah, that's not a surprise at all.
I know. I'm sick in the head. Sounds
very much like a typical Monday for you.
Yeah. Probably.
Over-sexualizing grills while at work. Yeah.
Definitely.
Like, oh man, I'd love to stick some meat into that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Man.
I got some brisket for that.
I'll marinate that a long time and then Oh my.
Oh my is right. See what else I got here, Brian?
I don't know.
You got anything? I keep like just throwing shit in.
No, it's fine. I was just trying to think like if I'd been like watching anything or, you know, cause we do that sometimes. And I haven't really watched a whole lot lately, but I watched, what's it called? There's a show on Netflix called Easy that I watched. And the way it started, I thought it was kind of an anthology show. Like it starts with this couple and, basically there's the guy, like they're at a party and some guy brings up a thing that basically says that there was a study released that women who take on traditional domestic roles have more and better sex, and that causes a argument amongst the group. And then on the way home, these two people, and the guy's a stay-at-home dad, and he's like, you'd tell me if you weren't happy or whatever. And then it's kind of like I'm going to spoil the first episode, but,
spoilers.
The whole episode is basically them trying to spice up their sex life,
Right. That's not pee.
It's not a strong enough flow to be my pee. No. Mine's like a goddamn fire hose. No. Also, you would have heard chunks of minerals. But anyway, no.
Sounds like someone panning for gold.
Yeah. Muscle piss. The callback. Anyway, so, like, there's a situation where, like, the wife, it shows her, like, in bed by herself, and he's like, I'm gonna go watch this documentary, and she, pulls out a good time friend from the nightstand, and then like, a little bit, like, he's going to watch this, thing on what looks like Netflix, basically. And when he types in the title of whatever, it's this documentary on, like, slavery, I think is what he was supposed to go watch. But there's, like, something that says, like, sex slave or something like that. So, of course, he, pulls that one up instead.
Well, yeah, it's about Thomas Jefferson.
Right, of course. And,
it is a documentary. It's weird.
Right. Totally true. And he's, so he's, like, getting turned on. He's like, time to maybe do some fiddling, if you will. And, she comes,
beat up the witness.
Yeah, that's right. She comes down and catches him. And, then is like acting all sexy for him, but he's weirded out by the whole situation and is kind of, turns it to where it fizzles the whole thing. And it kind of just shows how they can't seem to get on the same page,
So he was shame jerking.
Yeah, pretty much.
And she was like, hey, babe. And he's like, don't look at me.
Yeah, pretty much. And, she goes and buys costumes for him. Like, their kids go with someone else, for trick-or-treating. And she comes into the room. She's in, like, a sexy maid costume. And she's like, are you ready? And he goes, yeah. And she walks in and she's in character, but she's using this, like, really bad, like, Southern accent. And before they start, I forgot, he asks her stuff like, basically he wants, like, his motivation. And, because he's dressed like a construction worker, but she wants him to play handyman. And he's like, this doesn't even make sense. I'm dressed like a construction worker and blah, blah, blah. And she's just like, would you just play along? Like,
Jesus.
He's too in his head about it, And it's kind of funny, but it's also extremely awkward, which is, what it should be.
Fair enough, yeah.
But, and then they end up, having sex at one point, and then afterward, the next morning, he gets up and she's making breakfast for the kids and for him, and, and he's like, what's this for? And she goes, oh, you earned it or whatever, and, of course, he's like, yeah, I did, because, he gave her the best 3 seconds of her life the night before.
Yeah. You've never got so shallowly plowed.
Yeah, right. And, but he totally misses the fact of she's giving him the message because she's doing domestic shit. It comes full circle. She's doing domestic shit because she's hoping to have better sex, essentially, at the end of it, and he's just like oblivious to it. And I was like, okay, and then the second episode starts, totally different story, different people. And I was like, oh, cause I didn't realize, so I'm like, okay, it's an anthology. That's cool. I'm down for, I love shows like that, actually,
Right.
But as I'm watching this whole run toward the end, it all kind of, people from earlier start, like, the babysitter from that episode, the first episode, is the star of the second episode. And it took me a minute to realize it because I was sleepy. And then I was like, oh, that's their babysitter. Okay. And then it shows kind of her, whatever. So there's characters throughout that are the common thread and such, but it's really, I don't know. It's weird. There were a lot of the episodes that didn't really give you an ending. Well, they didn't give you a closed ending. They were just like, it's an ending.
Look, credits. It's over.
Pretty much, there's some where it feels like they just shut the story down halfway through the story. And
really?
Yeah, but some of it got picked up on later. Like, there's a couple of brothers that start a brewery, and basically that story isn't about the brewery mostly. It's a little bit about it, but the guy hides it from his wife because they're doing it kind of illegally, essentially. Like, they're doing it out of his brother's garage,
As guys will do.
Sure. And, then when he tells her, she flips out, and then he apologizes, and that's kind of the end of the episode. But you're like, but were they successful with the brewery? Like what? Like they started it, things started going okay. What happened? But they pick up on it later. You know, down the road, they picked the story back up. And I was like, okay, I didn't know we were doing that, but okay. Because again, at first I thought it was a continuous series, and I was like, oh, it's an anthology. That's cool too. And I was like, oh, characters run in and out of stories. I love that because, you know, you take one thread and you weave it into the next story and then one thread from that. You know, okay, cool. That's a good, you know, that's a good device to move you from episode to episode. But
For sure.
I liked it, but it was weird. You know, like the feeling that you get at a lot of the ends of the episodes, you don't feel like you got that satisfaction that you're used to from TV shows. Usually they wrap everything up, you know?
What's the show called again?
Easy.
Yeah.
It's just like there's another show too. Like FX has a show that's it was created by Pamela Adlon and Louis C.K. And I think it's called Better Things or something like that. And it stars Pamela Adlon. You know who she is, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And they wrote some of the episodes and Louis directed some of the episodes, and it very much is both of their sense of humor. Like watching it, you can tell who it came from because it's got a lot of Louis in it, you know?
Right.
And I mean the TV show Louis, like that kind of feel. But a lot of the episodes don't resolve things. It just ends, you know?
Yeah, that would kind of bug me, I think.
And it's weird because I think it's that things get picked up later down the road and different stuff, but a lot of, you know, it's weird writing because usually in TV shows, again, you know, they wrap it like Dexter. Remember, I was always like, I hated, one of the things I kind of hated about Dexter was how everything fell into a nice bow at the end of every season. Everything's tied back up. Then there's one dangling thing that gets you into the next season, and that's the way TV's usually written. So when you get shows that aren't that way, if it's maddening a little bit. But I like it because it kind of breaks that norm up a little bit. You know, you're not just like, oh, that's good. It was a happy ending. You know, it was, you know.
Full release.
Yeah, full release. Like that Better Things, one of the episodes, she starts the episode with basically breaking her mom's heart. And they don't resolve it by the end of the episode. Like there's not even another meeting of her with her mom at any point to apologize. There's nothing. It's just left out there.
Huh.
And it's supposed to kind of feel like life, you know? Life doesn't tie up into nice bows.
This is true.
You know, generally there's loose ends all the time. So it's just really strange to watch shows that are embracing that style instead of the clean ending, if you will.
Right.
So how about you? You watching anything new lately?
Nothing really new.
More Shameless?
You know, it's just, more Shameless. We're plowing through that. And,
I gotta start that. I think I'll start that next because I haven't started anything else yet. So maybe I'll start that next.
Catching up on, stuff we have in our DVR. Nothing really. Nothing for me to go, oh my God, you got to check out this new thing I discovered.
Right.
No, nothing like that. Although today I did watch, and I'm sitting there eating dinner, and I realized I'm a grown ass man.
Yeah.
But I just needed something short for like a kill an hour before we started podcasting.
Yeah.
And so I was looking at Netflix. I'm like, I kind of feel like watching like a documentary. And I'm sitting there in my living room, like I said, grown ass man, watching Lion in the Living Room. It's about domestic cats. So I was sitting there eating dinner, watching a fucking thing about cats.
Oh my God. Did you have your Afghan over your lap?
I know. It's like, and then like Logan comes in because, the girls are out doing their own thing. And Logan comes in. He's like, well, why are we watching cats? I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah. Like, cause I pay the bills. That's why.
Said that. Yeah. So I didn't even finish the damn documentary. I was like, I gotta get going here.
Well, you gotta save it for later. You got a mindset,
For sure.
Yeah. You gotta have time to yourself. Maybe put a shawl on so you don't catch a draft.
Well, according to this, Brian, because I just Googled it.
Yeah.
High praise for Lion in the Living Room.
Watch, I'm going to watch this now. That should be our next movie review.
That would be hilarious.
Oh man.
It's just basically, it's just about house cats and like the shit they do.
Right.
Like, did you know that their stupid fucking purring? Oh my God! Speaking of lying in the living room, Jesus, I have a cat on my crotch all of a sudden. Must have been, he's talking shit about me. I gotta go over there and end this. He's gonna come unplug the board.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they just purr because they're just manipulating us.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
Because apparently cats in the wild don't meow. They only meow when around people.
Right. Yeah, they created that for us. Well, it's how they communicate with us.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, nothing wrong with that.
I guess.
I don't know.
Yeah, they make weird noises to each other instead.
Yeah.
Which I think explains some cats don't seem to actually meow. They make other noises instead, and that's, it's always been weird when you get, remember my last cat, she didn't really meow much.
Right.
She just made weird noises.
This is true.
So, I was always confused by that.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. Like I said, I found myself watching a cat documentary.
Yeah, you'll do that. I seem to have gotten a few more people hooked on Black Mirror.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's what I should have watched. God damn it.
Because
all I needed was to kill an hour.
Yeah, well, and there you go. Because again, with it being an anthology, you walk in for that hour and you're done. Except for, I think the last episode of this season is like an hour and a half.
Right.
Which was weird because, you watch enough hour-long shows that you kind of mentally know where that hour mark is. Like, the show's about over, And I'm watching it and I was like, man, it feels like it should be ending here. And it just keeps going. And I was like, how long is this episode?
Is that when you pause it to check the time?
Yep, exactly.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, okay. There's half an hour. Okay, cool. Because storyline wise, it's not wrapped up, but okay.
Oh, can we not climb the master? God damn it. Cat's like, I'm just going to use your balls as a climbing tree.
Sure.
Do you mind?
Yeah, that's a smart idea right there.
Fucking asshole. I'll never watch a documentary about you again.
Well, maybe you will. It'll be how to kill the lion in the living room.
Yeah, exactly. Like how to turn your feline into Cecil.
Yeah. Meanwhile, you come downstairs and, the cat's just sitting in the corner. Like the chair turns around. Oh no, he knows. I've seen your Netflix history, Tony. Yeah, he just points at the TV. It's got your Netflix history.
Yeah, it's meow.
Ooh.
Oh shit!
He just flies
My
at
bad.
you. Flies at you like he's the rabbit in Monty Python.
Accurate.
Yeah. Oh man, good times.
You know it.
Uh-huh.
My pen's not working. There we go.
All right. You should always have backups.
I know, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. One of the episodes of that Easy show has Mark Maron as a graphic novelist that if you just pretend that every time they talk graphic novel, they say the words comedy, it feels just like a Maron stand-up bit.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
And at the end, I was like, I want to see if Maron wrote it, and nope, he didn't. The guy who created the show, I think, wrote it. He just picked Maron for the role. But it felt very much like Maron, I'm not spoiling too much here, but it's like a guy who was married, got out of it, got into another relationship, and then used all of that as his, creativity, and that's how he got his fame, basically. And it's like, that's basically Maron's stand-up.
Yeah, pretty accurate there.
And I know that's kind of general. A lot of comedians and, an artist and whatever have been through similar things, but it's just funny that it's so Maron. He was perfect for the role because it's him.
Right.
Half of that role he played in the episode, he's pretty much just playing himself. So.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. But anyway, moving on. Unless you have more cat documentaries to talk about.
No, I do have a couple things.
Cat
still.
Fancy Corner with Tony.
Yeah, I know, right? No, I was sitting there thinking the other day.
Yeah.
And it's, I just want to throw out a theory I have.
Okay.
And probably shit on the British a little bit.
Yeah, you'll do that.
Yeah. So here in America, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're called, the Western world or whatever, the West.
Westworld, yeah.
And then, Japan and China, they're the Far East, right?
Yeah.
Is that just from British nonsense? Because shouldn't it be like, well, for where I sit...
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Britain's the East. Japan's the West from where I sit. That's how I see it.
True, yeah.
So I didn't do Snopes or any of that garbage. But I imagine that's where the terms had to have come from.
Probably.
Plenty Brits.
Well, it makes sense because of how the world was kind of settled. It kind of came from Europe out, so I guess that would make sense. Or maybe there's, I don't know without looking, maybe there's a geographical reason, but I can't imagine.
Could it be the
timeline or whatever?
The timeline or whatever the fuck that is?
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's a good. I just like that you would just want to dump on the British on it. That's fine.
Well, yeah, because it's like, why am I letting you dictate what I call the East?
Yeah, well, then, be a rebel. You just start referring to it how you want to, and everybody else is like, that's not...
No one has a clue what I'm
not
talking
at all. Yeah, typical American doesn't know his geography. So...
I should hit up Megan from Screams and Moans since she lives over there now.
Yeah. Be our correspondent.
I'd be like, I need you to figure something out for me.
Oddly enough, the second podcasting person we know to move to England.
Yeah, it's true.
Or Britain, wherever.
Actually, we know a small gaggle of people have moved over there, it seems like. Between podcasters and, bar wenches.
Oh, yeah, right, yeah. They're just trying to take the joint over.
I know, right?
Nice.
What the fuck was that noise?
I don't know.
Weird.
Good question.
But yeah, I just, I was thinking about that for some reason. Sometimes when you're driving around and your brain does weird things.
Oh God, what was the name of that song? My Mind's Playing Tricks on Me started.
Yeah,
there you go. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. Little Ghetto Boys.
Yeah. It's probably fresh in my head because of listening to a episode of Risk last night.
Oh, yeah. That was a good episode. So I got that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I got this lady I work with that's just annoying the shit out of me. Because, I mentioned earlier we got a ton of leaves, which we do. We got lots of, mature trees right around where my house is.
Right, and they like going full Brazilian this time of year.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But, I just offhandedly mentioned, we, the whole family was out moving leaves over the weekend. She's like, oh, my God, I know what you're talking about. I've got 2 trees, and it's so much. I just want to be like, bitch. I want to smack taste out of her mouth.
Like 2?
Exactly, 2. I want to, bring her here, maybe choke her out in, $1 Million Manor of leaves. Because we have so many leaves.
Yeah. I've seen your yard with the leaves, and it's a lot of leaves for sure.
Yeah, we've burned leaves probably 3 or 4 times already. I burned a ton tonight, and it still is not. I mean, I still got trees shitting leaves everywhere.
Yeah, they'll do that. Yeah,
it's driving me crazy.
Just burn the trees down.
Tempting.
Yeah, boom, problem solved. Nice.
But it's just this with this particular person at work. She's always got to be have the most extreme version.
Yeah.
No matter what's going on, hers is worse.
You just need to start. You just need to start making shit up and trumping everything that she says. Although in this case, you wouldn't have been making anything up because
no, it's quite legit.
Hell, you have two trees in front of your house. Not even talking about the side yard. Dude,
it's what we got in the front region. I've got 4 that drop leaves.
Yeah.
And then you got side and back. I got fucking trees everywhere, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Just your front yard has more trees than her yard does.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, bitch.
Yeah.
That's what I said. All I could think was me shoving leaves in her mouth like the $1 Million Man.
I love this idea a lot. I'm not gonna lie. I probably love the idea too much. In fact,
once again, it's probably because easily annoyed.
Yeah, probably.
I
don't know though. There's stuff like that especially work, people. To where it's like you wouldn't tolerate those people generally. But the fact that you work with them, so you have to have some level of tolerance with them, Like, otherwise you'd just be like, I'm never talking to this woman because she's driving me crazy, you know?
I honestly go out of my way not to.
No, that's what I'm saying is it's...
But you're 100% correct. If it was, like, if it wasn't work life, if it was just life.
Yeah.
Like, say she worked at a restaurant.
Yeah.
I'd be like, I'm not eating there. I don't care how delicious their souffle is.
Or you'd be like, you should come over to my house, and then stuff leaves in her
Yeah, exactly.
I'll show you trees. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm the same way. It's always like, it's, I hate to beat this dead horse, but it's, in a lot of ways, it's, I know it's people trying to make a connection. That's really what it is. It's,
right.
They're basically trying, I understand your frustration. It's like, except you don't.
Yeah, but you're trying to top it.
But you're
right. I should just, everything she says, that's like, oh my God, I should just trump it somehow.
Yeah.
You're 100% correct.
Like I said, it's like, I understand. Cause it's like, when I tell someone, about, like not being able to get out of bed because of depression and I know, and it's like, no, there's
like that. You don't know.
Yeah. It's like we all have sadness. I'm not going to go into all that again, but it's just like, I get it, but no, it's not quite the same.
Yeah, exactly. I know.
Right. It's like you have 2 trees. I have at least 4 in the front yard.
Yeah. Like, bitch, you don't. It's always like, I didn't even engage because I was so annoyed.
Or, send her a video of you just spinning in your yard and be like, bitch, what you know about trees?
There's a bunch of leaves in my hand. I'm making it rain.
Yeah. And if you don't know, now you know.
Oh, God. So irritating.
Yeah. Yeah. Fair enough.
Oh, like, easily annoyed.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I need that on a shirt.
Yeah.
Easily annoyed.
Right.
Yeah. Speaking of easily annoyed.
Nice. Yeah.
Have you ever fucked around with low power mode on your iPhone?
No.
It's a waste of time, Brian. Don't even bother.
Okay.
The other day, I forgot by forgot, I mean it vanished.
Okay.
My busted, shitty iPhone charging cord, which is fine, it vanished because it probably ran away because it gets abused.
Probably, yeah.
But, and I stream, or not stream, I Bluetooth all my podcasts out of my phone when I'm working and blah, blah, blah. So every day I got to plug it in while I'm working.
Mm-hmm.
Don't have my charging cord on. I'm like, wow, this sucks. I'm going to put my shit in the low power mode and try to preserve my battery as much as I can.
Yeah.
Silly me thinking when you're in low power mode, you wouldn't get alerts.
Yeah.
The whole time with the Kick group, my phone's lighting up. I'm getting alerts. ESPN. Dun, 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 dun. I'm like, what? Why wouldn't it turn all this stuff off when it's in low power mode?
Or give you the option of what alerts to turn off if you put the phone into low power mode.
Even
that
would
way
be
you
fine.
could prioritize, because otherwise you're going to have to go in every time you put it in low power mode and turn things off and on if you wanted to go that route.
Right.
I would just turn my phone off first, but
although it does dim the screen enough that you can't even hardly see the fucking thing.
That's helpful.
That's super convenient when you're trying to pause your podcast.
Yeah, it is.
I was just like, what is the point of this? And thank God, fellow coworker, friend of the show, Michelle, was there. Because I'm like, do you have a cord that I can borrow for like 40 minutes and I'm in the building, please?
Yeah, right.
And I just threw it in airplane mode and put as much shit in there as I could before,
Right.
Yeah.
They do charge fairly well, at least mine does. I don't know about yours because you have a different model.
Mine charges, well, especially if you throw it in airplane mode.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
It charges like a champ.
Yeah, it charges pretty quick. So at least there's that,
Yeah.
But, or at least you can get enough of a charge. You at least get yourself up to, 50, 60% or something. That'll keep you going for a minute. But yeah, that's all right. Well, that's good to know because I won't waste my time with it. Because there's been a couple of times, like when we've been out. Remember the one time we were at Black Cloister and I kept looking at my phone, going, "Ew, it's gonna die."
Yeah,
and then it did eventually. So
yeah, I'm sure in some dimension with the proper settings turned on, it probably saves power.
Yeah, probably.
But
that's weird. You would think when you put it in low power mode that it would be similar to airplane mode to where it's like no alerts, Because those alerts, every time they fire up, they pull your screen up, you know?
Exactly.
It's like, that's going to drain the power quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, jerks.
Yeah, it's like I would think that it would just, all the alerts would go away.
Yeah.
I honestly don't care.
At least for like, you know, Kit Group or something, you can just, you know, hey, turn it off for, you know, a short amount of time. And
Or even the audio alerts. Like, I don't need to get dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun, and then look at my phone. It's like, oh, you know, Clemson did this. I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah.
You know?
Clemson announced today that they've got another kid coming to school. And you're like, why am I getting this?
Yeah, like, oh, thanks for the alert, ESPN. I'm super invested in Clemson.
Yeah, like, honestly, today I've gotten so many MMA alerts from them that I've been like, man, I might just turn this off. Because most of them I just don't care about. Because they're not really... Yeah. They're not really news. It'll be like so-and-so and so-and-so. Like the one with like Conor McGregor, like talking smack to, I forgot the other guy's name. They're not fighting.
Alvarez.
No, not Alvarez. It was a guy he's not fighting tomorrow.
That makes sense.
Was it Woodley, I think's his name?
Well,
you know.
Okay, so I have this wrote down.
Okay.
Because I did want to talk about UFC and we might as well just keep rolling.
Right. Like it's Limp Bizkit.
I love me some UFC, and UFC 205 is probably it really makes UFC 200 just look like a nice curly Q pile of dew.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it sucks that Rashad Evans is out. I was looking forward to that fight, but
yeah,
they had to move it because of injury, or health condition.
Conor McGregor, and he knows how to work the media.
Mm-hmm.
What's with the chair grab? Like, I'm going to throw a chair at you, mate.
Yeah.
Or whatever. I kind of, it's starting to feel too much like wrestling now. And I know you're a wrestling fan.
I'm totally with you.
But you know what I'm saying.
Totally with you. And here's the biggest reason. In wrestling, this would make so much sense, right? A contract signing, because that's essentially what the weigh-in is. It's the UFC equivalent of the contract signing in pro wrestling. And so for a guy to flip a table or throw a chair or whatever, it adds to the whole spectacle. With UFC, you go, what are you going to do with that chair? You're going to hit him now? Then you don't get to fight tomorrow, which means you don't get that massive purse. That'd be the dumbest thing you could do. Like, and don't get me wrong, he's going to have money from other stuff, but it's like, he's going to get the biggest payday tomorrow. No question. It won't even be close. Sure. He could get knocked out in the first second and he'll make more than anyone on that card. In fact, you could probably add a bunch of the people up and they won't make what he'll make, you know?
Exactly.
So why would you even, and so like for me when I see that and I'm like, yeah, you're not going to do anything with the chair. Because if you do, first of all, you're going to get in trouble with the, what do you call it? The, athletic commission. You know, they're going to ban you for a while. UFC's going to ban you for a while. So
definitely.
There's nothing in your best interest there. I'm all for him riling things up and talking smack before a fight, but this, like the water bottle thrown with him and Diaz, and that was whatever. But, the chair, it's like, come on.
Yeah, well, not to mention, like with the whole water bottle throwing thing, what did he get fined? $150,000 for throwing it?
That was ridiculous.
What if he threw a chair?
Oh, yeah, seriously. A water bottle cost you $100 large. A chair should cost you way more than that because if I'm a random person and I get hit by the randomly thrown water bottle, odds are I'll be okay unless I like catch it in the eye or something, I'll probably be fine. But a chair? I mean, holy shit. You could give somebody a concussion or worse.
Although I do like Conor's angle with the whole water bottle throwing thing. Because, it's the Vegas commission's like, $150,000. He's basically like, yeah, I just won't fight in Vegas. You know how much money they're going to lose?
Yeah, absolutely. Because, again, all his fights are the biggest the biggest money. I mean, Vegas will still be okay.
Yeah, I mean, for sure it'll be okay. Yeah. But boy, is he hold the cards in that.
For sure.
That whole aspect.
Dana White pegged that like the next day after that fine came down. I heard him on, I don't remember if it was ESPN or something else, and he was like, that's just stupid because now he's not going to want to fight there, and all that does is cost them money.
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense at all.
Yeah, and he should have been fined. You can't just let it happen because, again, there's people that could get hurt or whatever. You got to do something. It's kind of like, if an NBA player throws a bottle of water, or a chair or whatever, it could hit somebody in the crowd and hurt somebody, and then you have giant lawsuits and, so you got to put an end to it. But at the same time, it's like,
It is, I mean, they did did have to make some sort of example.
Yeah, that's a staggering amount, though. I mean,
Yeah, it is.
NFL players for cheap shots on each other get like $25,000 fines. You know,
Right.
You hit a kicker in the knee, it's like $25,000 according to fines levied today. You know, and but he throws a bottle of water, 100 large. It's like, okay.
150 large.
150 large, you're right, yeah. So, yeah. I'm excited for the event tomorrow, though. I'm very curious to see him against Alvarez. But I think
attempt to find it somewhere.
Yeah,
to watch.
I think he almost at this point needs somebody to grab him and just be like, "Whoa, easy, fella, easy." You know, like let's bring it back just a little bit. You know, because he's
definitely.
A lot of people have always liked him because of how outspoken he is and all that. I mean, a lot of people hate him for that too. But I think he's getting close to that, like, teetering that line or going too far with it to where people are going to be less interested, or, I mean, which doesn't matter. People will still pay to watch him maybe get his ass kicked, you know?
Right.
Like Lesnar. Remember when Lesnar flipped the crowd off and then people were like, every time he came
once again, wrestling. I mean, he knows how to play a crowd.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
And Connor's just doing the same
thing.
Oh, yeah,
definitely.
I mean, when I heard about the whole chair thing, I'm like, there's no way he was actually throwing that chair.
Not a chance. Yeah.
It's all a show.
Yep.
Because he knows what the fuck he's doing.
Yep. I agree with you.
He's making a sensation out of it, and he's doing a great job.
Yeah, it's just, I think he's going to have to be careful that, well, the other thing too is like to be like, okay, it started with the water bottle, now it's a chair. How do you top that? Was he going to threaten to run a guy over with his car? You know, I mean, he's
going to run over somebody's limo with a monster truck.
Right. Nice. That's a good wrestling pull right there. That's the bottom line. You know what I mean? So it's like, you got to be a little careful with this, because if you start making these leaps, it's going to get to where it is too ridiculous, and then people will start seeing it as pro wrestling, and that's not what UFC wants. You know,
for sure.
They want to seem like a legit sport. They don't want to, like, don't get me wrong. There's certainly elements of Vince McMahon that can make, and Conor McGregor's perfect example, and Brock Lesnar's a perfect example of how they can make tremendous money by using, you know, wrestling tactics. But, you know, even in pro wrestling where everything is over the top, you know, hat backwards arm wrestling, there's still lines at times where they're like, yeah, we're not going to cross this line, you know, because this puts us into cartoony, you know, and this isn't the 80s anymore.
Unfortunately,
unless you're broken Matt Hardy, but
well, there is that.
Yeah, he got some votes for president too.
Yeah, that seems all right.
As long as Vanguard 1 is his vice president, that's.
Oh my God. That'd be great.
Yeah. Well, actually, he might be like Secretary of Defense or Chief of Staff or something like that instead. Yeah.
Definitely Secretary of Defense.
Yeah.
Because Vanguard won.
Right. Yeah. Brother Nero will probably be his vice president.
Yes.
Or, you know, he'll just not have a vice president and just, you know, the 7 deities will help him rule.
Also that.
Oh, ridiculous.
Yeah, you love it.
Yeah. Oh my God. Did you see, again, I don't mean, this has a political thing in it, but it's not a politics thing. Did you see, there was a meme going around that said that basically Donald Trump is about to become the only president to take a Stone Cold Stunner?
Super accurate.
Super accurate. Yeah. I mean, he's a WWE Hall of Famer.
That's hilarious.
Right.
I didn't even think of that.
He took maybe the worst stunner I've ever seen too. And Vince McMahon has a large run of terrible, you know, like selling on Stone Cold Stunners, but
let's see here. Trump stunner gif. I'm looking.
Yeah, it was
because I don't remember it.
Oh yeah. Cause it was billionaire versus billionaire, him and McMahon. That's how McMahon ended up shaving his head at one point, cause they had a hair versus hair match. To which there was no surprise in that. Yeah, there's no surprise in that. There's no way in hell Trump was going to shave his head, you know.
Right.
And honestly, a lot of people didn't think McMahon would either. And I'm like, yeah, then you don't know Vince McMahon. He'll do anything pretty much for the entertainment value.
That was fucking sloppy.
Pretty awful, right? But I mean, in fairness, he's not a trained he's not a trained WWE superstar. Vince at least had gone through some training, but Vince's are terrible. The best are from The Rock. Because almost every time The Rock got hit with one, he exploded like 20 feet the other way.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
Yeah. The Rock oversold so much on those. It was great.
My favorite, really.
Yeah, me too. So, all right. Well, what else you got here?
Oh, did you see the old? Well, I should save this and add it to our links.
Oh yeah, good call.
Did you see the Snapchat spectacles?
I saw that they're a thing, but I didn't read much about them. No.
It's hold on. I'm sorry. I'm distracted because I'm getting a link together for this.
Right.
Stone Cold giving Trump a sloppy stunner.
Right. And again, I want to point out this has nothing to do with politics. This is simply a wrestling reference here. So, you can take it and do whatever you want with it. I just think it's funny. And again, I've watched Stone Cold land a ton of stunners, and that's one of the worst. It's pretty awful. There's probably a like BuzzFeed list or something out there.
You're probably right. Like, top whatever assholes took a stunner.
Yeah. Vince will be near the top because his were bad.
Yeah. Anywho, no, the Snapchat spectacles.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, a pop-up vending machine in Venice, California, came out, and with the vending machine, you could buy the spectacles. They're like $120-something a piece, I think.
Yeah.
And they Bluetooth into your phone, and it's got lenses on the corner pieces of them, and allows you to take Snapchat videos or pictures while you're wearing glasses. It's kind of like a what the fuck am I looking for? Google Glass.
Yeah.
And I haven't read the article, but it's from The Verge, and it just says, the guy who wrote it says, the spectacles are here and they're ridiculously fun. And I remember reading a thing briefly when I first saw these things are coming out from the guy who, runs Snapchat.
Yeah.
And he's like, I guess the angle that the lenses give you, it kind of looks like you're almost like looking at the pictures through those eyes.
Oh,
so like you're
weird.
more experiencing stuff as a like first person event.
Okay.
Than you would be through a normal snap or video or whatever.
That's interesting. You know what this is? It's funny because like Google Glass was introduced to a resounding thud, essentially, by most people because they looked ridiculous and didn't do what a lot of people thought they were going to do. And this is kind of like the next step from it. It's not a full step because they don't have as much available to them as Google Glass did, but it's an interesting variation. Right. Like any breakthrough in technology, a lot of times that first one, it's like. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Go. Get out of here. Jesus, you're going to step on my power strip.
It's like the first iteration of something. Sometimes people are like, update.
Right.
And,
I know, right? Good. Yeah. Sit over here. Stop. Get your big fucking ass out of my power strip area.
But then, after someone puts something out, someone else goes, oh, hey, it's useful for this. And then they basically alter it and, like this will be awesome. So maybe this is the thing, that people cling on to. I don't know. For the price, I wouldn't bother, but that's just me.
No, I mean, if I had disposable money, yeah. But I mean,
like if somebody had a pair and they were like, "Do you want to try them out?" Sure, I'd give them a go just for curiosity's sake. Because
same here.
It'd be awesome maybe for like beer fests.
It would be great for those. Yeah. Stuff like that would be perfect.
I can see the uses, concerts, stuff like that, where people are going to be Snapchatting like fools anyway, like I could see where it could be an awesome thing.
Well, because I guess it's got buttons on the like side pieces, and you hit it to like do a 10-second video. You hit it again to do a 30-second video.
Okay, that's easy
enough. And it's got like a little LED lights that go around the camera and light up so people know when they're being recorded too.
Okay, that was something I was going to ask.
It kind of gets away from the creep factor a little bit.
Right, for now, until someone finds out how to disable it, right?
Yeah.
And then all we'll have is the Creepstr app to let us know.
Yeah, for sure. I think there's going to be about like Animal Planet shit going on. I don't know if you can hear Slade in here.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah. They're having a stare off the line of the living room.
That'll happen.
I don't know. I mean, like you said, if I had the opportunity to play with them, I would, because I do like Snapchat.
Yeah.
but I wouldn't. I mean,
like
I'm
I
not
said,
going to go buy any.
It's one of those technology things that I don't like. When I first saw it, I was like, "Oh, really?" And then I got to thinking about them a little bit. And I was like, I could see where there'd be a lot of use for that. So you don't have to keep pulling. Like, because when we're at Beer Fest, I don't want to keep pulling my phone out, but I would like to post things at times. Because I've got a beer in one hand, we've got the list of beers, and it's like, hey, hold this for a minute so I can Snapchat or I can whatever. So it's like with that, I could just tap the thing. I mean, I can, with a beer in my hand, tap the button on the side of the glasses, Yeah,
definitely. And it would be good for something like that, because then you'd be like, hey, look, here's what being at Beer Fest looks like from this guy.
Yeah, right, exactly. So, like I said, I could see where, there could be uses to them at least. But, like, for me, the price point would be the problem. Like, if they were like $50, I'd be way more likely to try them.
Right.
I mean.
Although, I'm not a huge fan of the way they look. They almost kind of look like, they got like the lenses are round and they got the thick plastic frames. So it's like hipster Harry Potter glasses.
Part of me wonders if that's on purpose. Like,
it probably is.
So that it's obvious that you're wearing them. Because people were wondering that about Google Glass too. Like, with the, it's like, okay, the first version's going to look dorky, but then can people get like, someone is going to make them available with like a fashion frame of some sort, Right. And it's like, that's where it would start getting a little bit scary when you don't realize, like you said, with those lights, that helps. But, just because you don't want to feel like people can just walk around and record you that easily. Like, at least with your phone, you have to hold it up and people can look at you and be like, what are you doing?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Maybe that's why. But I'd have the same feeling, is that if they can be made one way, somebody else could make a second, or, a third party or whatever could.
It's down. It's going to happen. Someone's eventually going to have like Creepstr glasses or something.
Yeah, it's going to. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what the Creepstr app is for. Yep. And that's why Creepstr is so important, Tony. We have to get this off the ground.
Yeah, no. We got a Blue Sky disc or whatever.
Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah.
All right. What else? Got anything else?
Actually,
really. I have one thing real quick. Today was the official release of the NES Classic.
Oh.
Sold out everywhere. Which,
are you shitting me?
You're not surprised by that, right?
Not really.
Yeah, you knew they weren't going to make enough, because they knew that thing was going to sell like crazy. And they're like, or they're just not releasing enough, however you want to word it, And
I do want one of those.
I'll tell you what, if people are going to get them, you probably want to try to get one before Black Friday or before, the official Christmas season starts. I bet those things are a nightmare to find through Christmas.
Oh, it's going to be a pain in the ass neck.
Because it's probably going to be the hot deal through Christmas,
Especially for people our age who grew up on NES.
Yeah, exactly. It was funny, though. I saw somebody today on Twitter post how mad they were that they couldn't find one, and someone's response was, have you heard of an emulator?
That's pretty fucking
And
funny.
I was like, I know it's not the same, but I mean, they make a strong point. If you're fiending that bad for the games, they're very readily available.
I'm mostly fiending for the games like that so I can school my children in them.
No, that's totally fine. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Well, because I know over the years, companies have made like Nintendo-looking USB controllers, so you can play, with an emulator and still use an actual control pad instead of using the keyboard or whatever, or a mouse.
Yeah, for sure.
So, like I said, there is that. If a person can't get their hands on one of these, I meant to, and I'm not going to bother now. I was going to look to see what they were going for on eBay, because that's where most of them probably ended up that were purchased today.
You know what? I'm going to look it up right now.
Because
live on the show, Brian.
Yeah, because
what's it called? NES Classic?
Yeah. Because NES Classic Edition, yeah. Amazon sells out, and, yeah.
How much are they brand new, do you know?
God, what were they? They're like $90, $80, something like that, I think.
Let's see here. The NES Classic Edition is ranging from $379 to $3,500.
Now, in fairness,
I think that's a pipe dream on that one.
There is a good chance that some of those are people who have like the original one, the actual, full size system.
Oh, I'm looking at pictures. No.
Oh, okay. I was going to say that maybe they're, keyword spamming. Okay. According to this thing I'm looking at here, it looks like it was $60. I'm sorry, not $80.
I know I can find ones that already sold, right?
Right.
Sold listings. That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah, Nintendo of America says, that it's a hot item and we're working hard to keep up with consumer demand, which is horseshit. They knew this. You're not gonna make me believe that something when people, like when you first announced it and people are like, oh my god, it's like, come on, it's like.
So it looks like on eBay, the ones that sold already are in the $200 to $300 range.
Okay, that was going to be my guess, was probably about $300. Mm-hmm. So, see? It's like, honestly, I mean, I'm not going to lie. If I found one right now, it'd go right on eBay. Because I could do that and then later on buy one for myself and still put $200 in my pocket.
Right.
I mean, whatever. If I'm an asshole for that, I don't even care. There's people willing to spend $300 for them, so hey, what are you going to do? But
what are you going to do, indeed?
Yeah, I do feel bad for the people who really wanted to get one today or whatever. They're excited about getting them because it does stink when stuff like this comes out and you can't find one. It's like I remember when PS2 came out, and you could not find them anywhere. Well, I guess PS3 too, but when the PlayStation 2 came out, I remember being at Toys R Us because I pre-reserved it and, or reserved it, pre-reserved, whatever.
I knew what you meant.
Yeah. And that line was insane. And those were people who were just hoping they had them.
Right.
And I walk in, I've got the, cause that was back when they used to do the pull tags on all the games and stuff, where you took the tag up front. So, I walk in with my tag and, like, hey, I paid for this a while ago. And they're like, hey, here you go. And it's like, yeah, well, time to run to the car because I hope I don't get mugged in the parking lot.
Exactly.
I mean, there were stories of it, like people being followed home for them because they were selling on eBay for like $500-$600, and,
yeah.
I was like, man, they were they were doing pre-sales on these things for months. Like, but yeah. I actually was curious about it. If it was going to sell out today. I figured it was going to, though. So. Yeah,
it's one that we were talking about getting for like our family Christmas gift. I mean, shit.
Yeah. $60 is a hell of a,
Yeah, if I could find one in the store, yeah, I'm not going to buy one off of eBay for $300.
Ah, fuck that. They'll be they'll be available eventually. It might not be until after Christmas before they're readily available, but whatever. Wait, like seriously, It's not worth spending $300 on it. Again, if you need to play some emulators to tide you over.
Yeah, exactly.
Find your favorite games and just play them that way until you can get the other thing. Or
definitely.
Or just look up an original Nintendo system because you might be able to find, some. Well, I know some of the games are expensive, I guess. But
yeah, but with those 30 games it comes with,
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, what are you gonna do? So yeah, I forgot. I almost forgot.
For the madness to die down.
Yeah, exactly. I almost forgot to bring this up though. So, all right, that's all I got.
I'm glad you remembered.
Yep.
So yeah, that's all I got unless I don't know where we're at. Wow, it's almost 10 o'clock.
Yeah, we should move forward unless you have something else there.
I do not, Brian.
All right, well, let's do some Dude Mountain unless you have a shut up and take my money or something. I do not have one this week. Well, I kind of do. I do have one. Go ahead.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No, go ahead. No. You got to shut up and take my money.
Because again, or you take my money. Nice. You can look at it however you want. It could be a shut up and take my money, or it can be my Funko Pop update, whatever. They announced the other day they're doing Guns N' Roses pops.
That's awesome.
And it's from like the Use Your Illusion tour. It's like, Axl's in like his kilt with the bandana. He comes with his mic stand. It's got the little red windscreen on it.
Nice.
Sunglasses up on the top. They're making him, Duff, and Slash. Unfortunately, they're not making the full roster, which I kind of hate. I really wish they were doing the full group.
Definitely.
But Slash, he's got his sunglasses on, his top hat, his guitar, obviously. He's got a cigarette hanging out of his mouth.
Okay, I was like, does he have a cigarette? If he didn't have a cigarette, I was going to say, fuck this whole thing.
Yeah, and even the Duff one, which will be the least selling of the three, but the Duff one looks fantastic, so I definitely would like to pick those up. And I'm kind of hoping this leads to more stuff like that, because there's been people in the Funko boards and stuff that have been like wanting Metallica or like Zeppelin or something like that over the years, and, I think there's a market for it. People will buy these things,
Right.
So, yeah, there you go. That's what I got for that.
Oh, it just definitely deserves another.
Shut up and take my money.
There you go. So, I guess Dude Mountain, huh?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Dude Mountain.
I almost forgot all about the soundboard because I've been having a charge.
Oh, right.
When I fired up the Kindle, it didn't fire up, and I'm like, motherfucker. So I've had it just charging the whole time.
Right.
So, as in typical Dude Mountain tradition, we're going to start off at the very base of Dude Mountain, down in the slop.
The slop.
The man swamps of Dude Mountain. Which we
what did I call it the other day? I forgot. It was I can't remember what it was. It was something like the musky underbroth or something like that.
Yeah, if not, that's what it is.
Yeah.
But once again, Clint, dude, there's even an auto pick setting. Brother, stop getting goose eggs in the points department, sir.
You're killing us, man.
Killing it. No, he's killing himself.
That's true.
Himself.
It's true. Before too long, he'll have locked up last place.
He will indeed have locked up the pivot position in the circle jerk that is Dude Mountain.
Because even if we're gaining 5 points a week or something low like that, I mean, obviously at some point mathematically he'll be eliminated or locked into that position because Neil is moving away from him. Or if it's still Neil, it was Neil. So
it's indeed right above him is still John Von Glissons.
Nice.
Our pal Neil from Daft Pod.
Right.
Current guest of the Crazy Life podcast.
Oh yeah, thank you. I was going to mention that. Yeah, go check that out. The newest episode one of the newest episodes posted was Neil, and we talked about brain injuries and such. It was a really good talk.
Indeed. And just 1 point above Neil is our pal Beagley from Green Up.
Yeah, the coach.
And the coach. And as a football coach, I think he'd be picking better.
Know what he's doing?
Wait.
He's given himself an opportunity to coach him up.
Oh, well, I'm going to defend him now.
Okay.
I just shit on him. Now I'm defending him.
Right.
Because maybe he might be a football coach. He might know his football.
Mm-hmm.
He might not be a gambler, and we're going against the spread.
That's true. Maybe he doesn't know when to hold him or when to walk away.
So I'm giving him some credit here. You're probably not a gambling degenerate like a lot of us are.
I was going to say, based on where you're at in the list, I don't know if I'd call us that. Well, you can be a gambling degenerate and not be good at it. I mean,
I'm one step above him, right. So I can't talk too much shit.
Sure.
I'm in 10th place. I mean, hell, the Rowan Pod and Cast guys are ahead of me now.
Oh, Jesus. No. What are you doing, Tony?
I know, right?
Now you're getting that musky underbroth from up north.
I know. That poutine tang.
Yes, the moose teen.
Pootangy even.
Moose tangy's more like it.
Moose tang.
Yeah.
So top 3.
Mm-hmm.
You got the Space Pope, our pal Garrett. Oh, Dude Mountain echoing again.
Right.
It echoes through the valleys.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So Garrett, he's in number 3. The Salty Kings have fallen to the silver second place. You're in the silver position, Brian.
I had a brutal week.
I see that.
Yeah.
It's all right. Shit happens, man.
Yep.
Which brings me to the number 1 slot, which I did not think would ever happen.
Yeah.
Lady Space Violence, Genie of Salty Language, is in the number 1 slot in a sport she doesn't really follow.
Right.
I don't know what's going on.
Yep. It just shows you how we know nothing about picking against the spread.
I said, you're clearly sharking us.
Yes.
She should be really making money.
Yeah.
I mean, what do we do? Actually, if she was putting money on it, she'd be losing and we'd be broke.
Probably. She'd be a gambling degenerate. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
I'd be at the side of road with a Folgers can and my kids trying to get more money.
Yeah. She's like scratching her neck. Y'all got any more of them picks?
Exactly. So yeah, there's everybody's Dude Mountain update.
All right.
Boom.
Fair enough. Yeah, all right. So I guess cue the W time. No?
Yeah. Cue dubs.
Mm-hmm.
Last week, we asked you...
I like the way you said that. It was like, last week on Q of the W.
Yeah. We asked you, where do you go on the internet to waste time? I got some Facebook answers because I posted it to Facebook.
Yay!
Yay! We got the Furge, Jared. He says, I don't know if I can top Matthew's answer, which we'll get to that, because he had a good one. Because I feel like there's only one correct answer. But just in case, Reddit is my time waster.
Yeah.
Which Reddit's pretty strong.
Understandable. Yep.
Yeah.
You and I have wasted plenty of time there.
Plenty of time.
Mm-hmm.
So Matthew McDonough of Passersby Podcast, also of tomorrow's Scorched Earth of our mouths and assholes. In fact, if you're listening to my voice now, I'm now deceased. Due to hot wings.
Wow. So, man, I hope I can find a guest host for next week.
Right? Oh. But he says, and it's probably the best answer we're going to get.
Yeah.
Saltylanguage.com.
Damn right.
Fucking accurate.
How did we not say that? I mean, you waste a lot of time on that website.
I know, you're right. I do. Good point.
Yeah. I barely know it exists.
Yes.
No.
And then Big Dev of Too Many Podcasts to Mention, also going to be part of the Scorched Earth Orgy of Pain tomorrow.
Yeah. Wow. That's a hell of a name.
I know. I kind of like that.
Me too.
He picks Pornhub and Craigslist /about/best/all, which I've never checked out. I don't even know if I want to.
I don't know. I think that's some weird meeting thing he uses.
Probably. Exactly. he's looking for some, some cuck that needs to get his wife banged by some giant dude.
It's the alpha version of Creepstr.
For sure.
No, I take that back. It's the beta version because the alpha version will be the one that, we feel is the best.
Definitely.
Because of our, using the term alphaing all the time.
Well, yeah, of course.
Right on.
But that's the answers I got for this or last week's Q to W.
Fair enough. I got none on Twitter unless I missed them, and if I'm staring at the hashtag right now. So if you send it in, I don't see a hashtag, and I don't remember seeing any in our mentions. Do you?
No, I don't.
Okay.
So in other words, you're saying our loyal listeners let us down.
Well, or I missed something. It's happened before. If so, sorry. Let us know, and we'll point it out next week. Fluffy Bunny Ash mailed in and said, or sent me a message and said, her Q of the W answer is boring, but it's Twitter and YouTube /Daily Motion mostly. She says occasionally Reddit or Chive. She said back in the day it was sites like Homestar Runner or Break or Steak and Cheese or something like that, which I remember a lot of those, that people spent a lot of time on, like E-Bombs World and,
Oh, yeah. I used to E-Bomb. I used to go to a lot. Break, used to go to be like, hey, look, I can see a still image of some guy smashing his nuts while he's skateboarding. Next image, titties.
Yep, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
good old Break.
Yep. And that's it for this one. She also gave me an answer from our previous week, which was the Halloween candy.
Oh, nice.
And she said that the worst candy is Bounty or anything else with coconut or York peppermint patties because chocolate mint.
Wait, Bounty?
Yeah.
Is that what you said?
Yeah.
I've never heard of the candy Bounty. I've heard of the fabric softener.
We have to, Bounty. Wait, fabric softener?
Isn't that Bounty? Oh, no, it's a
paper
those
towel.
Are paper towels.
Yeah.
I trick the family. I throw paper towels in.
You just spray it with Febreze and throw a paper towel in. That's smart, Tony. Smart.
I've never heard of this Bounty bar.
I don't know. Maybe it's Canadian, or maybe she's gotten it wrong. Because I think it's probably it wouldn't surprise me if it's along the lines of like Mounds. And
that's exactly what it is. It's a Mounds thing sold in the UK and Canada.
Okay, there you go. And so I agree with her because coconut's disgusting, but man, York peppermint patties, dark chocolate and mint. I don't know. I don't know if I can't agree on that one. That's for sure.
That is bizarre. I just holy cow! Sounds like lady space violence is in a hizzy.
Sure sounds like it.
Yelling at the Toofy horse.
That'll happen. She says the best treat is hard, though. She said full chocolate bars were common enough in her neighborhood that she doesn't have that time the guy in the corner gave out full-size O. Henry's moment, which nice pull on the O. Henry's.
Right.
Then she put, so I'll go with the best treats were the houses that made up a whole little loot bag with an assortment. So you got a chocolate and a candy, a gum and a lollipop and maybe a sticker all in one. Which I'd forgotten about that. There were a lot of houses that gave those out, like little bags just full of things, you know?
Of treats.
Yeah, exactly. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They usually had like some real cheesy Frankenstein printed on the bag or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
or like just brown paper.
Yes.
Like a really crudely drawn Sharpie spider.
Right. Wait, and it just says, I assure you there's no razor blades in this.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, well, it says right here, bags don't lie.
Yeah, well, this bag is clearly telling me the truth.
Right. Never had a bag lie to me before. There's no reason to believe they would. Oh, it lied. It was all razor blades.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
Why did I go trick-or-treating at the razor blade factory?
This has a bounty of razor blades in it.
The fabric softener? Oh, shit.
Yes. My clothes have never been softer, yet more stabby and cutty.
I was going to say, or shredded, but yeah. Oh, shit. Oh, man. All right, so what you got for this week? That's all I got for the previous.
This week, due to Vody McVotingstein, you know, you got the Democratic Party, you got the Republican Party, you got the Green Party, you got all these parties.
Yeah.
I want to know what people's parties are if they were to start them.
Like, oh, so if you were starting your own political party, what would it be?
Yes, okay. What would it be?
That's a tough one. I mean, you know, it'd be tough to not just immediately go to, you know, the salty party. You know,
that would be good.
I mean, that we just run on, and just no matter what it is, you know, it's basically we use Freebird rules. So at any time it could be you or it could be me.
Right.
Right. So that way I can tie a little wrestling into it, and at the same time we can impose our will on, you know, chumps. So
I like the fabulous Freebird rule.
Yeah, that's just going to be my answer, because I just want to use the fabulous Freebird rule.
That's a beautiful thing.
Or the New Day rule as it is now, whichever. So.
Right.
All right. So what you got?
Well, I was going with the bear party because we like bears on the show, and I want to lock in that fat gay vote.
That's good. That's probably smart. Yeah.
Plus, I mean, you know, what's sicker than a bear as your like icon animal or whatever, your mascot.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess really, you know, Putin riding a bear.
I guess that is true. I didn't think about the Putin riding a bear.
Yeah, but you're right though. A bear would be pretty strong. You can't argue with the bear party.
Bear party.
Or it could be terrifying and everyone could just be nude.
Yeah, the BARE party.
Yeah, like, oh, I'm here for the bear party meeting, and you're like, and everyone's naked. Like,
you're like, wait a minute, what kind of meeting is this again?
Like, okay, let me show of arms. Who's big and gay here? Who's just here to be nude? And every time all the hands go up. Like, all right. Fair enough.
The old dicks out party.
Right. Tear your suit off. Let's do it.
The floppy pants snake party.
That's on the flag, you know.
For sure.
It's great because, you know, like when it's designed. It's designed so that, you know, as the flag moves,
right?
It's just it flopping about.
It's a floppy dick.
Like people are like, can we stop that flag from moving?
Like, no, actually, you can't.
Yeah, can we tie that thing down or something? Be like, listen, I've tried.
Can't help it.
Mind of its own.
Mind of its own. It's got the, you know, I can't help it. Our flag is a full raging testosterone.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. Oh, geez. Shifting gears right quick.
Okay.
Just briefly, speaking of raging testosterone, have you heard, and I guess I haven't looked it up, this is all hearsay, so I could be just talking out of my yes. But you've ever heard about the male birth control shot?
Yes.
Terrible idea, if it is what I understand it to be.
Yes.
because from what I understand it to be, you get a shot once a month,
Mm-hmm.
and it makes your body go, he's got enough testosterone.
Yeah.
And so your body stops producing testosterone, so you stop producing sperm.
Yeah.
I, for one, am a fan of having testosterone in my body.
It's a really interesting thing in that point because, especially as guys, as we age, our body makes less. So
Right.
It seems like you could only, would it become any sort of a danger level if you're 40, 50 versus, like if you're young, unless you have a condition of some sort, you're probably producing plenty of testosterone to where you could take the hit,
Right.
But as you get
But
older,
who would want to?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, the more I've read about
honestly,
testosterone and what you need it for your body, it's like it's not a bad thing to have it.
Do you know what's interesting? I could see it being used for is that I think testosterone encourages growth. So I wonder if that could be used in any way to stop cancer cells from growing. Or like if a guy,
I do not know.
Like if a guy has cancer, could they do something to kind of stop your testosterone?
Right.
Or I don't know, chemo and radiation might just do that on their own because they're brutal. But
right.
Yeah. My bigger problem with the birth control thing is it's like, first of all, the guys who get the cramps and all that stuff, it's like, shut the fuck up. But,
right.
But on the other side, if I had a daughter and that was the thing, and I'd be like, never trust the guy who uses that. Because
right.
you have no idea if he actually used it.
I for sure took the shot, girl.
Yeah. It's like always, 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 it's like, look, I'm a guy, but I also know that my gender constantly, I forgot the condom, it ruins the sensation and all this other bullshit. Instead of, it's like safety does not get put at the top priority. It gets moved down. So knowing that my gender does that, it's like, do not trust anyone who does this. I'm not advocating that women should take birth control pills. I'm just, I just think of the two, guys are probably a little more trustworthy or less trustworthy when it comes to who's using a birth control option. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe, but yeah, no chance I'd trust it.
Oh, I guess I was just pulling up a thing to find, a link so we can include it since we're talking about it.
Yeah.
And this link on NPR says the male birth control study has been killed after men report side effects. Well,
yeah, that was what I was talking about. I heard that the side effects were like cramps and different stuff, and because it got a lot of coverage by, what is it? Like I've seen it on, Twitter and different stuff to where basically it's just like, yeah, really, guys, like we deal with this all the time. Like, get the fuck over it.
Right.
Which I agree with. If that was the only reason that it can't be used is tummy cramps, and it's like, yeah, look, women deal with this all, and they deal with way worse side effects from their, birth control. So, suck it up.
Right.
Fair is fair. You know what I mean? It's like, but I don't know. It's like, to me, I understand why guys might do that instead of just going and having a vasectomy. But part of me is just like, just go have a damn vasectomy.
Yeah, or I got an idea. Put a raincoat on. Put one of them willy covers on.
Yep.
Or put your batter into a galosh.
Oh, that sounds.
Jesus.
Now, in fairness, he didn't say goulash. He said a galosh. I just want to make sure no one misunderstood you.
This place is getting a terrible Yelp review.
Or no, yeah. Like, there's just something about it. I don't know. It's just it feels so warm. Oh God.
So, anywho, going back to our original thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, what would your political party be?
Yeah. That's really low.
Oh, jeez.
That's all right.
Show me what you got.
It's just the echo coming off of Dude Mountain.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a lot to echo off of down there.
Oh, boy, is there.
The canyons.
Canyons.
All right. Well, that's all I got. You got anything else?
No, I'm spent, my friend.
All right. Well, speaking of wrapping things up, let's do that. As always, we invite you to go check out saltylanguage.com. Look at all the sensual links and the tender videos that Tony posts each week.
So sensual. So
sensual.
tender.
Yeah. Share it with your lover.
Very much sensual.
Yeah. It's perfect for when you're relaxing in the tub, having a soak.
Bubble bath, you got some champagne.
Damn right, yeah.
You're getting just a casual handy.
Right, as one would do.
In
the bathtub. That's a little weird.
I guess. Yeah, you don't want that.
Yeah, especially now with all that soap around, that might hurt.
Egg drop soup.
Yeah. Right? Like, oh, look, they're swimming.
Gross.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, you're on the website again. We're starting to get close to the holiday season, folks.
This is true.
If you're going to be doing any shopping on Amazon, we ask, please swing by saltylanguage.com first. Click on the Amazon banner, which is on the right, bottom right?
Tis.
Middle right, whatever. It's on the right-hand side of the page. Just click on that, and it'll take you to Amazon, and then just shop away as normal. It doesn't cost you anything extra. Just, a couple seconds to swing by our website, Feist.
Just your mother, Steve.
Mm-hmm. And, while you're there on saltylanguage.com, there's also the networks we're part of. The Tangent Bound Network, we're on, which can be found at tangentboundnetwork.com. I'm blanking right now. Geek Life Radio, we're on their podcast list. And let's see, I feel like I'm forgetting something. Oh, yeah.
Chicka.
Danger! Watch your back! Danger!
Entertainment. So,
yeah.
Please check out those links, And as Tony said earlier, check out the Crazy Life podcast. Like, however you get podcasts, just look for The Crazy Life. The newest episode with Neil from Daft Pod is up. And, you can go check that out or hit us up. We can fire you off a link or whatever to get you there. And, if you want to find us on the social medias, the best way is generally on Twitter at salty_language. You can find me at Stunami. Sorry, I blanked again. Jeez.
I am at Monotone.
Yes.
You can also do some things online of us on Salty Language Pod on the Instagram, salty_language on the Snapper Chatters.
I'm at Ninjitsu on Snapchat if you want to follow me.
And, that's already going to happen, but, I'll be posting Hot Wings stuffs tomorrow.
Right. Yeah, so people can, maybe go back and have a look at it.
Yeah, exactly.
Watch your demise.
It should be something.
Yeah, it'll be something, all right, that's for sure.
It'll be something.
Yeah. If you submit an answer to us for the Q of the W on Twitter, please use hashtag Q of the W. That way it's easier for us to sort and find.
Indeed.
Or, go over to Facebook and answer it when Tony throws it up over there.
Right.
And
throw it up.
Yep. And, Tony, you got any last business before we get out of here then?
Free podcast garbage at gmail.com. Email me if you want me to send you some stuff. Hold on. If you listen to this, that's a pile of envelopes.
Nice. Wow.
I got to start stuffing with shit.
Yeah. No beef jerky yet, though. But...
No beef jerky yet until we get those donations so I can get that Space Age grill.
That's right. Perfect.
But, email me and send me some stuff. And I don't really have a clever subject line for this one, so.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Man.
I guess,
well, how about this? Put Creepstr in there.
Creepstr, yeah. I'll have my daughter draw you a creepy guy.
Yeah, there you go. Perfect. I love it. All right.
It works.
So I guess have a beer, you'll be fine.
Stay salty.
And cover your willies. No glove, no love, people. Come on.
Don't do that shot. We're not men without testosterone.
And we got enough people on the planet. We really don't need any more.
Well, that too. Well, I mean.
Yeah, boy. Oh, jeez. All right, we're out of here.